And once again, a huge shout out to all of our financial supporters, all the community members. You all know who you are. Our 87.8 Survivor Clubs, your names are on the screen there. You're growing and growing every week, which is an absolute pleasure. It means we're doing something right, and we're going to keep on doing it right for all of you all. But a special shout out to our podcast bosses, Kenny Baker, 26 months now. You're a fucking legend, mate. And Cinnamon, 19 months. Can't thank you enough, buddy. And a big, big shout out to our new member, our live show Chad, Roger Roaster, 1 month. Thank you so much. All of you are legends who help the shows go on each and every week. Thank you all for your support, even just by watching or listening, and we hope you enjoy this week's show. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome to episode 160 of the DayZ Podcast. Looks like no audio issues. Let's test our co-hosts. We are joined once again by the amazing Archie. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I got up about 15 minutes ago, right on time.
Yep, you are having issues audio-wise, mate. Your noise.
What? Really? Hello?
No, see, it comes through. It's like it's. Have you got a noise gate on? When you're back a bit, it.
Hang on. You know what? Is that any better? No, it's not.
No, it's still like it drops out a bit when you're leaning back a bit.
Okay, how about I just pull it way up close like this? Does this work?
Oh, yeah, that's much better, mate. We can hear your sexy dulcet tones.
All right, yeah.
And welcome back, Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad at all. I hope everyone else is doing pretty decently.
You got like a real cyberpunk theme going on there with that background, mate.
Yeah, this is the Discord you forgot to pay for your Nitro background. Great, isn't it?
Yeah, have you seen Blade Runner 76 or whatever? He looks like one of those ads up in the sky for like vaping or something. one of those Project Bluebeam ads.
Yep. But we are joined this week by the absolute fucking legend of custom animals and all sorts of just breaking ground with some of the shit that he's released. The one, the only HunterZ. How you doing today, buddy?
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be again in your podcast, and I want to show something new.
Mate, we are very excited to have you. Some of the stuff that you've been doing is just next level, mate, with those custom animal animations. You know, we had Mario on quite some time back when he first worked out how to do it in DayZ. And you know, he was that good at what he did that Bohemia actually offered him a job, and he moved from the country he lived in to work for them now, which has kind of delayed him being able to work in it. But you were saying offline, mate, that he's the one who's been teaching you how to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Mario explained me a lot of things and give me a lot of very useful hints, because animating stuff as like other stuff in DayZ is not even documented, and because DayZ is a mix of old RV engine and Enfusion engine, then it's also mixed this animation stuff. For example, for items and vehicles, you have still old RV animation in Object Builder, model.cfg and this shit. But for animals and characters, you're using new Enfusion animations, and this is completely different. And lot of things is needed, and probably that's why no other modder doing this stuff, because it's take a lot of time and not so easy like some red texture or
see, Archie, he says it takes a lot of time, but look at the fucking amount of stuff this guy's got in his Steam workshop. DayZ Snake, DayZ Squirrel, DayZ fucking Otter, DayZ Raven, DayZ Rat, DayZ Seagull, DayZ Cat, DayZ Rabbit.
I wanted to make the joke that it's funny that his partner's name is Mario because he sounds like Luigi, but I didn't think any of the young cats would get it. What? Oh, sorry, I just got a weather service alert. Yeah, no, definitely. If it does take a lot of time, you got a lot of time to do it because this kind of stuff you're putting out there is just insane. I knew as soon as they announced the animations were going to be available, we were going to see some stuff that was going to blow us away. But the things that you make surpass that to an extreme level. It's insane.
You definitely do have a mic issue still, mate. It
Oh,
cuts.
sorry, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'll try to sort it out. I haven't
Bring
changed
the mic
anything.
closer to your mouth. Closer to your mouth.
Now we can't hear.
Oh no, it just went off.
How about now? Sorry, I don't know what's going on, dude. I haven't changed anything, so I have to sort it out.
Yeah.
But
Have you logged off and logged on again?
yeah, turn it off, turn it on.
But
I look like a
Yeah,
I look like a real streamer now with this mic in my face.
but is there anyone else playing with this sort of stuff in the same technique as you, Hunter, or is it pretty much just you and Mario?
Oh, I think first custom animal which is already in workshop is that stalker creature
Yep.
which published Affenbert, and there is also written that Mario helps him very well with all this stuff. And rest of modders doing just reskin of vanilla animals.
Yep.
But as I published in my biography, or like in this information, that DeanosBeanoz, also well-known modder,
Yep.
watched my introduction video, contacted me. I explained him some stuff which was not deeply mentioned in that video, and he also started doing animals with custom skeleton, custom animations.
That's exciting
And
because he's got some pretty cool models out there as well. Like he's
Yeah.
done the tiger, the spider, and things like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty limited with what you could add to for it to be location specific, Archie, with Churnerus, but with all these other maps that are being made, the sky's the limit for some of the creatures you can introduce to the game now.
Yeah, it really is. And it's if my mic keeps breaking up, just let me know because I'm trying to sort out whatever the issue is right here, but I don't see anything. Yeah, it seems like for every niche or biome that Hunter's coming out with some sort of new applicable creature, and it really takes the immersion a step up. You know what I mean? Like when I'm playing on Jungle Essiker, and I can kill and eat a rat or whatever. And then when the tigers came, I know I have a video out. I didn't even know tigers were in the game, and it was just. First of all, it's terrifying, but then second of all, I thought it was insanely cool that I'm getting attacked by a pack of tigers and they're pinning me inside a house, and there's nothing you can do. All thanks to, I don't know, the kind of stuff that you guys are doing is insane. I sincerely appreciate it.
Have you looked into it yourself, Dave? What they're doing?
A little bit. I'll be honest. I'm working with a couple of guys in the Legends that have been basically, like you were saying earlier, reskinning the vanilla animals and making them look like more interesting things, like wandering horses and things. We are looking more and more and more into this. It's a bit of an uphill climb, as Hunter will probably agree with, especially when you don't know what you're doing. But the possibilities of once you've got it pipelined and once you've got it narrowed down to a fine art, like Hunter was saying offline earlier with the smaller animals. It's a massive, massive opportunity for modders to create stuff that is completely new and unique, and not just the same reskins, because the reskins work well in the right environment, but in the wrong environment, you start to notice they've got the same animations.
Look,
They've got
This animations. For example, I talked a few minutes ago with DeanosBeanoz, and he showed me spider. And I saw exactly what you talking about, just reskinned wolf. And this is, for me, it's like boring. Because on next level will be when you will have custom animation for spider and he doing some his specific stuff. It's just much better. when I started with this custom animals importing, my first animal was a cat because first day when I published doc mod, immediately was their comments when you create cat mod. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
next animal must be just a cat. Yeah, and when I watched this animations of this model, it's just better that reskinned wolf or something. Yeah, you can somehow reskin a cat to wolf, then scale it. Yeah, everything will work, but they will have wrong movement. It's not cat. Or, for example, tail of cat, it's different than wolf or dog. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why it's needed to use custom models with custom skeleton and custom animations. This is just next level
Do you
of it.
have any plans? Like, yeah, I know you're doing stuff with the animations and that. What? How much are you able to do with the AI of the creatures?
AI of creatures. I'm using all vanilla methods, and vanilla offer predator, which is for predators, which attacking. Then there is ambient life. This behavior is like chicken when he see player or threat, he trying to fly away. Then herbivores, which is something between predator and ambient life. He sometimes go away, sometimes go close to you, looking to you. And then, for example, this yeah, and infected is like not animal. They have different behavior and different commands. And honestly, I'm not yet started doing anything based on infected, because I want first like fill world with animals and trying to leave infected to like for other model. Yeah, I will be happy when somebody else will learn this and make some custom infected or some humanoid or something like this.
Because it's
And
something that Archie, this bothered me. I've said it so many times on the show, and we'll come back to you in a sec, Hunter. But I really want to see someone rework the animation of the herbivores, because some of those animals you do not fuck with in the wild, do you, Archie? Your boars, your fucking buck deer, and they can mess a person up.
I think what's going on, by the way, is I think I might have plugged my mic into a less, like a lower quality USB port. So I might have to go down there and swap them out in a second. But yeah, so there's a lot of overlooked animations that, like he's talking about with the vanilla herbivores as well, like the deer, the way they react when you get close. Like once they're downwind of you and they kind of are aware of your presence, they'll perk their heads up and their ears will go back, and that's how you know that they're aware of you, right? But you haven't spooked them yet. When you spook them, you hear that stick break sound and they'll run away. There's a lot of little things that people miss like that. I know they outsourced the animations and all of that for the code. Pretty much the whole thing they outsourced the herbivores. I'm pretty sure if I remember right. But I would love to, because like I guess what I'm trying to say is there's so much there already. But then again, that's pretty much all there is, because the actual BI guys, I don't think put any work into it. Like back in the day, you could shoot them and they would eventually bleed out when you were chasing them. And they don't do that anymore for some reason, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess so that the next person can get a shot at them. Who knows? Or maybe they just accidentally deleted it. I don't know. But uh, definitely, if you guys get a chance, just look at how the animals work. That's what he's talking about when he says the herbivores and the way that they react to prey. The predator animals react to the prey, or sorry, the prey animals react to the predators. Just like the chickens when they freak out and run away, and the pigs and stuff. There's all these little things you miss that they have snuck in there. It's really, really interesting and really immersive.
Because in particular, those boars, Hunter, I would really love to see them become a threat because for those of you who know anything about wild boars, they're a very aggressive animal by nature. They will more often than not, if you get too close to them, they'll attack you. And that's
I
just
glossed
missing.
right over that. My bad.
Yeah.
Boars as well as the bulls, like the steers and stuff. They don't charge you. Their job in nature is to defend the pack of cattle.
Yeah.
The herd. So
Is
they
it-
don't try to gore you. The boars don't try to gore you.
Is there any plans on doing something like that, Hunter? Having a play with that?
Oh, I think with that wild boar, there is a lot of wishes from people that making attack. But there is one thing which I must mention, and which is also probably issue with DocMod, because as modder I don't have like access to skeleton. I can somehow reverse engineer it and then make some custom animation. I already have this custom animation on DocMod, which is based on wolf skeleton, but this is like on border between which we can and which we cannot, and that's why I I don't want to like try it. Maybe when I will purchase some custom animal with custom skeleton, import all this new animation, all this new stuff, I can make this animal from scratch. But modifying like, because there can be like question from Bohemia, how you did that custom animation, where you get a skeleton, and I can say, yeah, I tried reverse engineer which is not allowed, and that's why it can be problem. But I hope that nobody from Bohemia will do it, because I at the end I not did anything wrong. I not
that would be interesting, Dave. That if they were to reach out, be illegal. How are you doing what you did? One of your employees taught me how to do this. Mario, get your ass in here.
Yeah, you've got a call from HR.
Wait, so you're not allowed to reverse engineer the models? Is that what you said? Let's make sure I didn't get lost in translation there.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
When you want to make a new animation for my dog, like for example, I have in dog mode sitting, swimming, and some maybe something else. Yeah, I have also prepared some other animations, but these animations is not possible to create without skeleton, and skeleton is in game files only in binary version,
Right.
and we don't have legally any tool how to import this skeleton into Blender, but I have this tool.
So this is why a lot of modders are buying rigged models so that they can just make their own. They already have access. To this.
Because when you have rigged model, you have already completely
Okay,
weight
so
painted.
can you guys slow it down there for a second? Break it down for us dummies. What does he mean by a rigged model, Hunter?
So oh, go ahead, sorry.
Buying a rigged model means this model have a skeleton, have animations, and have a model with proper weight painting. Weight painting, it's like maybe I can show. I will.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I will try prepare my.
Yeah, I would say the way that I would explain it is, remember the original GI Joes? It only their shoulder joints moved, not their elbows. Only with a rigged model, their neck will move, the elbows, the wrist. You can move all. So it gives you all these different points of rotation and all these, so that you can, because that's basically what making an animation rigging an animation is, right?
Yeah.
Tell it which joint to move, so you have more range of motion, I guess is the way to articulate it. Again, I just woke up, sorry. But that's pretty much the difference. So you go from the old generic legacy GI Joes to like the modern day where every single thing is movable. You can peel their butt cheeks apart even, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is why a lot of people go down the reskinning aisle, and just essentially change the look of the item rather than behavior. Because doing that, you don't have to undo the binarization of the skeleton or anything. You just call to it.
Yeah, but for this reskin, which is also not so legal, you need original model of, for example, Wolf. When somebody reskinning Wolf, he need debinarize Wolf model, look to weight painting, copy this weight painting to his own model, and a little bit adjust it. And when you already debinarize, you already also like cross some border. But again, Bohemia don't care, and I think with this we're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, and that's why
you're not doing it for malicious reasons. You're doing it to improve their game. So it'd be very disappointing if they were to strike his guy down.
Yes.
I think the only time that they would actually come down on that is when a monetization system starts to come into force as well. Somebody's debinarized something, then created something, then monetized it, so it's almost behind a paywall. That's when they're going to come down on you. That's when they're really going to want to know the ins, the outs, the buts, and how you did it, right the way down to the core. But if it's free and it's on the workshop, most of the time, as long as you didn't, strip too much down and you just had a look, got the references, rewrote a bit of code that calls to them and such. They're kind of slack with that, it's improving their game, it's bringing players, it's a win-win.
What's been the most challenging model to do for you so far, Hunter?
In the past, most challenging model was this crocodile, because when I imported it into DayZ Workbench, all animations was rotated 90 degrees, and I cannot just simply rotate it back, because
God, that's got to be such a pain in the ass.
because when you rotate it back, there is in Blender some delta transform, you can do it, but you will rotate rest position, which is some basic position of a creature or animal. So I need create some way how to do it, and how to do it automatically. So during my vacation, I just learned Blender and his scripting possibilities. There is Python, and you can, using this scripting, do a lot of stuff automatically. And for example, for rotation is in computer graphic used quaternions, which is some magic word which which I still don't fully understand. And using these quaternions, I just make some formula how to step by step each frame rotate main bone, like pelvis of this crocodile, to move it to proper position.
I love that you got the bounding right, because a lot of people probably just would have gone with a four-legged run, with the steps moving individually and that. But when they are moving fast, it's almost like they're bounding. It's like a gallop.
Like a dog.
Yeah, it's amazing watching it. I've never seen one in the wild, but I've watched so many. I've seen them in the wild, but I've never seen one running on land like this. It's very rare that they do that. But yeah, I love it. It blew me away when you showed me this, mate. It got me so freaking excited. Obviously, you're not going to find this in the Czech Republic, in Chernobyl. But if you want to do it, why not? Whatever floats your boat. Put whatever animal. I would love to see this in Essica, Archie. In the zoo. There's all those big water things there. Yeah, what's to say a few of them didn't get loose and terrorize the bloody neighborhood.
Yeah, we're working on a swamp map based down in the bayou, and we were looking at alligators, and they move the exact same way as crocodiles.
Yeah.
They can't see very well outside of water, but they do gallop like a dog, like you're saying, bounding. As soon as you started streaming that, and I saw that, I'm not gonna lie, that tickled my fancy. It looks so good. and that's just funny because when you were talking about importing it, Hunter, into the program, and I'm so used to seeing that kind of stuff happen where it turns it into the cerebral palsy crocodile, and then you have to sit there and manually fix everything. I know how much of a pain in the ass that was. So on behalf of the community, thank you for going through all the trouble.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I am from real Černohorsk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your English is pretty good, man.
Yeah, I am from Czech Republic. I'm now.
All I know is drobže.
Yeah, I'm living 100 kilometers to east from Prague, near Pardubice. We have
So you can see Green Mountain from your house. You can see.
No. but I see Pardubice Airport.
Oh, there you go.
He lives in the infamous Red Barn.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can see the airfield from his house. He either lives in the barn or he's up Novaya Petrovka.
Yeah.
Overlooking.
Now,
But in May we was with friends in real Černohorsk. I also tried take together Mario and Jacob, but Mario, it's. I cannot say something.
that's all right. But no,
I think getting a lot of us outdoors would be a challenge.
He's absolutely amazing, Mario. Like, I still remember the hype when I first found out about this, that someone had cracked the code on how to do custom animations for stuff. And I know we're very limited in player animations. Like, from what I understand, you can only have one extra one because it overrides it to create clashes. What about with these animal ones? Is there any issue with how many different animals you can have on a server? Like, could you have literally a whole menagerie of animals and it would still run okay? Or how much pressure does this put on a server having all these custom animals, Hunter?
Problem with animations in DayZ or in Enfusion, this problem have also Reforger, is that when you have some animal or creature or player which have own anim graph, and anim graph is just like a set of state machines and stuff. Currently, it's not possible to modding this anim graph by multiple mods. When one mod modding it, then it's fine. But when two mods doing it can break. So regarding custom animals, when I'm doing some new animal, they have completely new anim graph, completely new animation, so it's not in collision with anything. But when somebody, for example, take a crocodile and want modify it, they can add new animation or modify anim graph. But when somebody else want use this modification and make oven another modification, then it fails.
So so basically you could have a DayZ tiger, you could have a DayZ spider, you could have a DayZ crocodile, dog, cat, because they're all different. But like Archie said, if you were to have crocodiles and alligators and they were both using the exact same anim graph, is it? Then it would create issues. Is that what you're saying?
When you using and modifying, you can use my anim graph, you can use my animations, and you can reskin alligator to this crocodile. It's possible. It's not issue. For example, when I published Raven, first bird which flying, one guy which have some Jurassic Park server, they reskin and scale this raven to pterodactyl. and he has flying pterodactyl like on his dinosaur server. Yeah, and this is possible, and it's fine. But when you want something mod in this, DayZ is not prepared. It's similar like when two mods trying modding, for example, inventory size, and this is not possible.
Yes.
You can have only one thing which is like static, and only one modification, and it's not possible to like stack it over.
Yeah.
I need more coffee, Dave, because so much of this stuff is going over my fucking head. I'm literally feeling like the stupidest man in the room. It is, but all I know is I'm in the presence of brilliance yet again.
This is when you actually see this a lot on servers when they have minor versions of this. Essentially, this is a lot of the reasons you get a lot of the conflicts, and a lot of them find little workarounds and carry on going with it. Prime examples are things like the flashing inventory. And we were talking about changing inventory sizes and whatnot. You go on some servers and items are flickering really quite violently in the inventory, or you'll get one item that's this big and one item that's flipping this big. And no matter what they can do, they don't seem to be able to fix it. It's because they're running mods doing the same things. And you genuinely can't do it. Most of the time, it just goes, no, just no. You get some horrible startup error at the start of the server, or it just boots out, or people are locking up. Sometimes you can kind of wing it, like the flashing inventory, but it's not pleasant. And yeah, the work that HunterZ doing is a godsend for getting rid of things like this, because when you do that the first time, and when you accidentally do that, you've got no clue how to fix that at all. The kind of errors it gives you don't make any sense to you whatsoever.
Now, I do have a question for you, Hunter, and this is one that I think is going to be quite divisive. Which one do you like better, DayZ cats or DayZ dogs? There's only one correct answer here.
It's got to be cats. I'm sorry, but
Nah, it's dogs. Has to be dogs.
I'm on Dave's side this time. Sorry, Boydie.
Come on, Hunter, you need to come with me on this, mate. Cats or dogs, what's better?
For me, because I'm dog lover, for me, just dogs.
Yes.
But when I'm comparing these two mods by complexity, of course, dog mod, because it's old and it's long time developed. They have more features than cat mod. But good news, I today pushed update for cat mod. So from today it's possible to take cat and assign to pet bed, which will be in your base, and cat will respawn there after server restart, because animals are not persistent, and you need found some way how to respawn it on some place after server restart.
Should make it where they bring you rats.
I was actually thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah, like make it where they bring you rats or bring you birds or whatever. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I can do this later. But honestly, I want after publishing Crocodile, fully focus to horse.
Oh, please, dude, please.
Because
I heard that it
is
looks
just
so good.
one thing which I'm missing in DayZ. And if you know movie Postman with Kevin Costner, this is great post-apocalyptic movie.
Dude, thank you for saying that. Oh my God, everyone hates that movie. It's a masterpiece, dude. Everyone hates The Postman.
But it's nice, and I like this.
Ford Lincoln Mercury, yeah, man.
Now, one of the reasons I've been saying of late that there's primarily two modders that are just rocking my world at the moment, and that's yourself and Rag Tyson. And one of the reasons why is what I'm seeing right here in the description of your mod. You're providing the source code to another mod, which technically it's a competing mod, Blackout Snakes. And you've listed in the credits all these people who've done stuff to help you. It's a complicated issue in some aspects. In that, I've got no issue with people making a buck from doing what they love, provided they're doing it ethically. I'm very big on ethical capitalism. You don't want to be rorting it. I hate these crypto scams and all the rest of that sort of shit. But I love the fact that you're just doing this because you love it, and that you're also at the same time working with some other great people, helping other people. You're teaching Deanos, and he's an amazing modder already. We all know that. When Frankie on PC came back and he needed someone to do custom stuff, he hired that guy because what he does is amazing. But I love the fact that you're just helping DayZ, not doing it for your own fame, your own benefit, to make a gazillion dollars or something like that. You're just doing it because you love it, and that is such an admirable thing in today's day and age, when everyone seems to want to only get whatever they can for themselves. And
for me it's like hobby, and when I found DayZ, for me it's also some big sandbox, because I can do mostly or almost everything what I want. I already did a lot of my dreams here, and on the modding I like one thing, because when you programming, then you can instantly see output of your work, and you can also very fast get some feedback from people, what to improve, or just some thank you for this mod. And this is this giving me big motivation to continue. And regarding this, for example, this sharing of Snake, I know that he did some mod, and he have there some animation which was not perfect. Yeah. And when I figured this, how to do this, for me it was just okay. I figure it. Here you are. Take these animations and improve your mod, because he have in his mod like this bags with antidote and something. He have already almost done this mod, and I created this. My snake is very small. When I pushed this mod, there was even not some antidote injector. I edited in few weeks ago, and I am glad to share my knowledge, because a lot of people have a lot of ideas, but not all have some knowledge, and that's why also I am cooperating with other people. For example, Rack Tyson is absolutely great vehicle modder. He also know stuff around texturing with items and this stuff, and he helps me very well. And other people which I mentioning in credits, it must be mentioned. Everyone who helps me with that mod, it must be in credits, because it's like saying thank you for helping me, and without you it will be not possible, or very difficult to me, because I don't know everything.
I just love that sort of team collaboration aspect, Archie. It's such a admirable trait in today's day and age. We see so much of people competing against each other, and how horrible it can get. And it's just nice to know that there are people who are just doing stuff for the betterment of their craft, their tech, and the game overall.
Yeah, I agree. I know before I was kind of like widely known in the community and before I was on the podcast, it was very difficult for me to network with modders. I always would have to pay a considerable amount of money. I would have to go into the DayZ modding Discord and advertise and such. And some people aren't even comfortable doing that. They feel like they're out of their depth and they don't know how much they should be charging. But even now, when I reach out to people that we've had on the podcast and such, like Tyson or someone else, they're always so receptive, to help me out or to take on a project with me or something like that. So it's changed a lot. Back when I first came around, the modders kind of stuck to themselves. Um, Back when modding first came around, rather, they kind of didn't want to share their knowledge. It was like a closely guarded secret. I had to figure it out. Why can't you? And now it seems like more and more of the modders are just doing it for the community, and they want to see, like he said, everyone has ideas, but they don't have the knowledge and the know-how. So that's a really good quote, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the modders that want to help out, and even Dumpgraw used to say all the time, "I don't want to do it for you. I want to teach you how." And then it was just kind of a scheduling conflict trying to get in a Discord call with them. But it's and then you got people putting stuff on YouTube, and they're only getting a couple hundred views. So they're not making any money, but they're just giving you the tools to go and figure out how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Which is I hate to throw the word respectable around. I feel like gamers use the R word way too much. Respect, but it is pretty respectable that they could be monetizing that information, but instead they're just putting it out
sharing
there. Yeah, just right out there on the clear net where everyone can get their hands on it and use it. And then if you have trouble, like DayZ Grandpa, you can just message him in the comments or go on the Discord and ask. Anytime I have any trouble at all with like the DayZ editor, I go in the Discord and usually Inclement or Dab or somebody there will answer pretty much right away. So thank you. Like honestly, we have one of the greatest communities. There's a lot of shitheads, but there's many, many, many more charitable, altruistic members of the community.
You're still having audio issues, Archie. You're dropping in.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be trying to pick up the audio off my webcam, but I don't have that selected. This is my new webcam. I was just sitting here trying to troubleshoot that. So I'll just have to figure it out. I apologize, guys. I'll try to keep my answers short.
No. It's still the volume. We can hear you. We're not losing you completely, but yeah, it's just fluctuating. It's almost like dropping. A gate is kicking in, reducing the volume. It's weird. It's not like completely cutting you out. We can still hear you, but Hunter, how long have you been doing this for now, mate?
How long?
For making mods for DayZ.
First mod I published at the beginning of 2020. English numbers is still I'm still not just 3 years ago.
Yep,
I started. My first mod was Treasure, and I got inspiration in my another favorite game in 7 Days to Die to have just buried treasures and.
See, this is an underrated mod. This is one that more servers need to be doing because dynamic events in DayZ really we're very limited in the vanilla game. You've got the trains, you've got the vehicle, the planes, the chopper crashes. That's about it. Stuff like this, I love. These photos that give you a hint as to location and how customizable is this one? Can server owners create their own custom treasure locations?
Yes, it's completely customized. There is also completely possible to translate to every supported languages. So you can just select some photo, or even you can make oven small add-on with oven photos when you know how to do it. I also published the mod with manual how to do it. And then you can set up this location and description, and you can do wrote there what you want, make some puzzle or something, or just let's say go to Kamishovo, close to blue house is somewhere hidden treasure. You can do this. But there is also a lot of new features, not only these photos. There is, for example, radio treasure, which was ID of some player that you have radio. When you tune some specific frequency and try rotating around, you can catch signal, and this signal will come from some hidden treasure, which is not even on like photo location. And it can be every server restart somewhere else. And then there is another dynamic location, and it's fully configurable using JSON file.
I love stuff like this, Dave. Well, Dave's off doing a drug deal. Archie's sorting his audio, so it's just me and you at the moment, Hunty. I don't know why. Ozzy, send me a DM, mate, and I will look into that one and see what happened there. But no, things like that, it's just absolutely awesome, mate. I absolutely love those sort of dynamic things. It gives you something else to do. Because as much as I'm a big survivor type, it does get boring just running around looting the same locations, listening out for a chopper crash, blah, 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 all the rest of it. All these other little dynamic events really add to it, Hunter.
Yeah, this mod was published, I think, in same month like famous survivor missions. And this survivor missions, I think it was first big mission mod, which give to players kind of quests or something. Yeah, and now also some quests are very good for DayZ, because people need more fun, not only just wandering on map without like goal. They can do a lot of stuff to interact with NPCs, and I have some idea to make some quest mode with story. That if you know some old adventure game where was a lot of dialogues, where you select A, B, C, and this stuff, and I want make something like this, like some quest system which allow you talk with NPC, and based of your reply to his question, you will go to some storyline, and they will give you some task or something. And yeah, but still too much IDs, but
I have it. I apologize if the mic is still messing up, but I don't want to forget this. I'm still troubleshooting it here. I was thinking the other day about, I know the whole gimmick of DayZ is that there is no end game and that it's an open world sandbox, but what if there were some way to do dailies and weeklies like you can on a lot of other, RPG games or massive sandbox games that would keep people coming back? And imagine the interactions that would be forced if you could do a daily task or something like that.
yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity in those questing mods and such.
Yeah, and I also want, for example, make something like a tutorial, but not tutorial like it's now in DayZ, but tutorial that you, for example, meet some NPC, and while you talking with him, he will explain you like basic of surviving, because he can give you, for example, some quest. Try make improvised fishing rod. For this, you will need these ingredients.
That's such a good idea.
Try catch some fish and give me, and I will explain you something else. And this way, it can lead beginner players and explain how this game is complex, and show him that it's not only killing freshies on beach, but this game is I cannot say. I just still a big fan of DayZ.
I'm glad you raised that actually, because it's something that comes up quite a bit when I'm talking to new server developers when they're wanting to develop a server, and it's something that a lot of them want. But in order to do anything that's even similar at the moment, you need a complexity of a lot of different mods and a lot of tuning, a lot of skill, and a lot of knowledge. There's nothing out there that does pretty much just that in a nutshell. You know, they end up combining a lot of different complicated mods and taking parts out, and they never quite get it right. And new people come in, never really, they take one look and go, "That's an uphill climb."
Yeah.
Right now.
This is one thing, but you are right. When a mod have a lot of possibilities, then of course, for example, his configuration is very complex, and unfortunately, this is a tax for complexity of mods. When you have some very simple mod, of course, they don't have even some configuration because it's very simple. But when you have mod which have a lot of possibilities, then of course it's very well configurable. I see this, for example, on a loot chest, which I created for CJ. And this mod have very complex setup, and very often people don't understand it, asking for help and something like this. Have a lot of issues with JSON format, putting commas on places where should not be, and not putting to places where should be. But when somebody won't have server and should be admin, he should learn at least basics of modding XML files, JSON, and this stuff. As modder, I cannot teach everyone everything. Yeah, this must be learned by this admin or some.
Because it's pretty complicated, this animation stuff. Are there many other people out there hitting you up to learn how to do it? And just how long does it take to teach someone? Because I'm guessing that you've got to have a pretty good understanding of modding in depth before you can start attacking this sort of stuff, Hunter.
Yeah, I created in the past some session and make a video of it, where I introduced step by step from the beginning to the end how to import custom animal to DayZ.
Mm-hmm.
And when I created some checklist, maybe I can found it somewhere. A moment.
Hey, while he's looking, is that any better? I think I figured it out.
This checklist was very long, and I will found it.
I think it was better for like the first few words, but then I could hear it starting to dip off again. Just as
Okay, yeah, this crisper echo cancellation and noise gate, all of this stuff in Discord was automatically ticked on. I don't know how.
Yeah, there is when I try read it, there is finding good model at Sketchfab or CJ Trader, examine model anims in Blender, rotate if needed, add needed bones to skeleton like entity position and pin look at, set to rest position if needed, merge meshes, import model, and now after this step we have first imported model in DayZ, then add skeleton to XML, prepare skeleton anim XML, make file structure, prepare anim graph, import animations, then move in place. Yeah, this is one of thing. Yeah, this I should show. Then make config.cpp scripts, build mode, make model, p3d model, and test it. A lot of steps which are not so easy to how to do it, and that's why probably very less number of modders doing these animations.
So one of the things that we got you on so we could discuss is we've talked in depth about the animations, but part of the reason why I and the other hosts and the team behind this show love getting guests on like Hunter is he does this stuff for the benefit of everyone. So we do this show for the same reason, to try to help everyone out. And obviously, we're monetized. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw that nearly every episode's been getting demonetized lately. So I'm trying to cut down my swearing because I do believe it's that YouTube's just getting really. I don't even know how to word it. They let some stuff fly, but an Aussie saying the C bomb is apparently too bad for advertisers, but. The money we do get, we're not sitting here rolling in cash, folks. We get a little bit, we get on average about $100 US a month. We come in, and then that covers the costs. I've got a few subscriptions and things like that. But overwhelmingly, we do this to support the community, and where we can. We like to help individuals who we identify, and it's a risky thing because someone might say, "Well, why haven't you helped me?" There's only so much you can do. I haven't won lotto. I'm not Elon Musk. I don't have billions of dollars to buy Twitter or something like that. But we like to do some nice things, and in this case, I decided that I was going to help out Hunter. So what we've done is we've engaged probably my all-time favorite modder. I don't know. Is Winstride a modder or is he an artist? I think he's a bit of a modder, but more of an artist. And when it comes to models, there's pretty much no one bigger or better in the game than Winstride for creating custom stuff. That's why every year we work with him and we give away. You can add something to Winstride's clothing pack, which is just pretty much if a custom server doesn't have Winstride's clothing pack, they're missing out. So we have been chatting with him, and we're covering the cost of this for Hunter because he's already paying enough to buy all his models and all the rest of it. So, Hunter, do you want to showcase what you've got so far?
Yeah, I can.
I shared a teaser on Twitter about it. And it was good old Croc Dundee with his communication rope where he's, I can't remember what the name for it, I should remember because it's fucking Australian history. But when he said this, that he was making a crocodile mod, the first thing I thought was, oh my God, I want to do Croc Dundee role play. And Hunter is making a crocodile skin leather vest. He's making a leather band with crocodile teeth to... The idea is that you'll be able to combine it with the existing cowboy hats in the game and turn it into a Croc Dundee hat. And potentially we're getting croc skin boots as well, aren't we, Hunter?
You got to do the crocodile teeth necklace as well.
Yes, we did. I think we did ask for the crocodile teeth necklace.
Yeah, I'd wear the boots. I've got 3 pair IRL. I love them.
But it looks awesome. The skin that he's made, because Hunter wanted it to be something that you could, kill the crocodile and then take the skin back and lay it on the ground in your base as like a trophy.
Yeah. Winstride created this for me, and right now I have 2 models, which one is like skin on ground. Second is skin when you have in hands like rolled. But I not yet created some scripts for like transition, because when you have it in hands, it should be one item or maybe in same item hidden second model, and only when you putting to ground it should be like switched, and this I not yet figured.
There you go. You can see the models there. The inspiration for it.
Oh yeah, Look like
Yeah.
a drug dealer.
Now, give me a sec. I'll just find the actual video. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. Let me download that. So Hunter's already been playing with it. They basically went with, because crocodiles are pretty fucking big. Let me just get it ready. Yeah, well, I wanted croc skin shoes or boots, but let me know when you guys are ready to watch.
I'm all good.
I'm all good.
Just imagine seeing some dude running down the road with this.
It looks good though. It matches up sort of. I mean, you know, you could always do better, but with as difficult as it is to set that up, the carrying animation,
Yeah,
it looks
this
good.
with positioning of this in player heads in hands, I spent 2 or 3 hours because you know it's this IK animation is for Camonet when you have Camonet in hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But Camonet, it's a little bit rotated. It's not straight. So when you want to have exactly this way crocodile in hands, you must rotate it in that diamond object builder in 3 axes, and it's not so easy. And for example, when I forgot to how it say I don't, oh my god, auto center, yeah, when I forgot auto center set to 0, I just moved it and it was not applied in game, and sometimes it's very difficult. And when I was just tired with this, and show it to friend which is more experienced in object builder, and then say, oh, you don't have auto center, and I say, oh my god, and then everything started working, and finally I have this position. Sometimes it's very funny.
It looks like someone carrying their fat dog to bed or something.
But yeah, no, it's been an absolute delight just sitting there, letting these two, and you know, they're talking tech stuff and all the rest of it, and I'm just sitting back going, it's amazing that there are people this talented out there in the community who are making this sort of stuff for us, and it's an honor to be able to help them do this sort of stuff. Yeah,
You know what, Boydie? If there were a way, sorry, let me know if my mic fucks up. I'll say it again.
No, it's much better now, it seems.
If there were a way that that Bohemia, even if they still had the incubation thing, where they could do, like, if you've ever had a Udemy course on anything, like before I started college, I would take Udemy courses on things, Photoshop, After Effects, you know, Premiere Pro, but they would give you these short little objectives, and you know, take this, put this here, create this, crop this, and then it would be like success, and then you could go to the next lesson, and you would step by step, and it was slowly tutorializing how to, you know, edit a video in Premiere Pro, or how to do an image in Photoshop. If they had something like that for Bulldozer and Terrain Builder and Object Builder, you know, in the DayZ tools. I know it's wishful thinking, but imagine how many people they could teach. Because you thinking the way you think, right? It's almost like a Luddite. You're like, this is so difficult, I can't even begin to fathom it. It's not really that overwhelming once you get into it, and you start out with the small stuff like anything else, you know, and then you move up. Now, where Hunter is having to teach himself Blender in his spare time and stuff like that, you know, that's when it goes into the moderate to difficult level. But if there were like some beginner level courses that someone could make, even on like YouTube or something, and show people how to slowly integrate them into modding, even like retexturing things to start. You know, I think a lot of us started that way.
I'm guessing maybe Skull Speeder might have something like that, because he's just posted or he's thinking that this is a good idea.
Well,
And
I
he-
mean, if you think about it, the amount, not even for like, because I would do it, but I just don't have time, man. I'm so swamped. But the amount of people that want to like Hunter said earlier, a lot of people have ideas but not the know-how. So you would slowly integrate them into modding. Like this is how we retexture things. This is how you implement one item. You know, this is how you implement a building, like an asset. And then like they would learn the vocabulary because when I said rigged, you had no idea what I was talking about. That's like very basic level modifications, right? When it comes to models and stuff. So I think that would be really, really helpful for the community. Just imagine the amount of people you could create, you could turn into like productive modders, even if they made small stuff. There's so many small little things like snowshoes. I've been trying to get somebody to make me snowshoes in DayZ for 2 years, you know. But we could, if they had some,
I think this tutorials tried DeanosBeanoz, but as I know that he was after some time like upset because he teach the people something, and some people just without any credits or something, at least say thank you, uh, started using his tutorial to learn something and then instantly making money on this.
I mean, that's the thing with everything, right? Like if I made a tutorial on how to make a wooden cabinet, and then people are going to take that and turn it into a profit. You know, anyone that
Yeah,
wants to,
yeah.
you're gonna. I mean, you don't have to incentivize profit; it's already incentivized. So, I mean, I think you have to like you, for example. I don't think you're out here chasing clout and chasing credit for your mods. You know, we all appreciate it tremendously, and we tell you thank you. But someone who wanted to educate, no one really says thank you to me, and I have dozens of guides,
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah. For
That,
for me, is sufficient when at least one person say thank you, and I am happy.
that's me. I mean,
But
you
but
like,
uh,
yeah,
but yeah, there is. But I don't care about these people which learning something and then making money or even stealing my ID or code or something. I cannot stop it. I cannot stop these people, and I hope somebody scam these scammers, and I don't care.
yeah,
My
especially with the
my
current
life
Steam
is
DMCA.
yeah, my life is so short, and I don't have time for fighting with this, which is not.
It's just yeah, especially like you can't really. I hate to even say it on the podcast and put it out there in the world, but the DMCA like process is so intrusive and honestly, it's so dumb. Like for lack of a better word, it's just dumb.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you have to
yeah.
put in all your private information and then you just open yourself
Yeah.
up
Yes, yes, yes. This
to
is this
being
is very, very, very
yeah.
bad.
So it's really it's just and then again at the end of the day, is it your IP when you're making it for a different game, or for someone else's? Is it your IP legally if you made that for an existing IP? Does that make sense? So if I
Well,
go in and
I think you can say pretty much yes, it is, because look at
yeah,
DayZ itself. You know, Dean created a mod for an Arma 2 game, and they ended up paying him a shit ton of fucking money to
yeah,
buy the rights to it. So I don't know.
yeah. I mean that's but
it's a
that
bit weird on a smaller scale, but yeah.
right, yeah. I mean that was kind of with the creator mods, right? The community DLC program, sort of. I don't know. My thing is the whole thing is nuanced and it's really nebulous. And is it worth even chasing down the people that are trying to screw you over and steal your ideas? I didn't mean to take the stream into this direction. I
No,
was
no.
just I said all
It's an
that to say
important thing.
basically, yeah, just to be happy, with the amount of attaboys that you get because I've got hundreds of thousands of views on my videos. No one's ever left a tip or anything. I don't expect that. I just put them out there to help people out because the learning curve for this game is so damn difficult. Especially 4 years ago when I started making guides, there was nothing really out there, except the guy chewing gum on the mic with his fan blowing straight into it, and you couldn't listen to the whole video because it was like listening to Viet Cong torture tactics or something, trying to figure out how to light a fire. But
So what are we looking at here, Hunter?
Yeah, I'm just want to show, for example, anime editor and explain some stuff if somebody interested. Yeah. So if you streaming it, Boyday.
Yeah, I'm
So
watching it.
oh, this part in the middle, this is anim graph, and it contains these boxes which are state machines. And this state machine, when I, for example, starting here, this is like basic states of this animal. So you can see it's very easy. They can move, they can be idle, attacking, they can be hit, or can be dead. And then is there other stuff, like for example this death. There is multiple variants of death. They can death in ground or in water while swimming, and also uh, uh, when you, for example, shoot him from the left side, there will be different death animation than when you shoot him from right side or from the front. Yeah, and that's why there is multiple states. And for example, for idle, you again checking if you are in ground or in water, and then just setting some animations. When it's on ground, there is more idle animations. When in water, there is only one idle animation. And when I try show how they behave, I can start it. So you see what happens. He is now idle, and play at this animation, and now randomly selecting from this 4 animations. But now when you give him some speed, he will start running. Yeah, he now slowly.
It's such a good animation, mate. It really is.
There is walking. And then this one in the middle is blending node, which is responsible for make smooth blending between walk and trot, and same for trot and run. So when you increase speed, you will see it will be switched. Yeah, and now he running. Or no, not running, trot. It's trotting, and now this is run. Yeah, and you can also, for example, turning.
It seems that's one of the big challenges for you. Like looking at the snake animation earlier, the turning animals. It seems like it's very hard to get that to happen fluidly.
Yeah. For this, I needed to learn nonlinear animation editor in Blender, because I need to connect the 3 animation together. I can maybe show it here, because it should be here when
So you had to teach yourself in your free time nonlinear animation in Blender. Sorry, that's what you said. That had to have taken so long. That's what I'm talking about when I say like, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
learned
so much
I
for doing
learned
that, by the way.
just some basic stuff, which is only like one animation. When I see it, yeah, there is. Uh, for example, this animation. This is only turning, which is
That is
original
brilliant.
from that model. But for DayZ mod, I need like he's starting moving straight, and also at the end he also should moving straight to have his head straight with body. So when I show you complete how it looks this is in place animation moment. Yeah, it looks this way. Yeah, and now you see he just moving straight. Yeah, and this is animation just in nonlinear animation created this stuff. Yeah, it's not so perfect. Yeah, you see this.
But it's better.
But,
It's better than what you first showed me. Like,
yeah,
they would literally the whole body was just like a log. There was no fluidity in the middle. It's and like Archie said, here I am struggling to work out how to fucking stream each week, and here you are teaching yourself advanced fucking animation
for free.
Yeah,
For free,
Yeah.
by the way, for free. Like you spent all this time doing this so that you could put it into a mod and put it on the workshop for
for free for everyone to use.
And, and now
But
you
then-
guys realize why it costs $200 to have somebody do this for you.
There's a PayPal link in the information I just posted for Hunter folks. If you've got a few bucks spare, these he does it. It's his hobby, it's his passion. But like they were saying before, sometimes even if you just leave a nice note on the mod on the workshop, or if you got a few bucks spare, feel free to give him a tip. Yeah, he might buy himself a coffee, he might buy himself a beer, might buy himself a monk vase. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you for this, and I must say that I'm mostly spending money for new assets.
Yeah.
because
that's
because
what I think,
people want, for example, oval, want a duck, or want a new bicycle, or this stuff, and for everything I spent my donation. Yeah, but when I have now this crocodile, I want to show you that difference between this animation, which is like moving, but in the game you need something like this. It's move in place, and you see this moving point. It's entity position, and this is bone, which representing movement of entity in 3D world. So it's not only making this animation, you need only also convert it to proper format. So you see that he now moving in place, and only this entity position is moving, and this is also another challenge. Yeah, and then these points which are here, it's events. It's events for steps, and it's doing sounds. So you need looking to this animation, and when he touching ground, you must say on frame 7 should be sound, on this frame should be sound, and so on. And this is also, and this also take a lot of time to do it for every movement animation, and yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about the animals. I'm going to hijack from this, because you're also doing stuff with the players. And I've got this up in the background. Let me just share it. The bicycle. This is so good.
And it has a bell.
Yep.
Yeah.
How hard was this to do?
This how to say, for me it's every time very long time taking some thinking about how to do it, and how I can make some workarounds with things which DayZ engine allow me. So in this case, it's like normal vehicle, it's car, but it have visible only 2 wheels. But big challenge was for me synchronizing pedals with player animation. And this I successfully achieved also. this is visible on second video of Mark's with update. And when I think it how to do, I found some way how to get one variable from player anim graph and then put this variable to animation of bicycle of this vehicle, because vehicle, as I said at the beginning, using still old RV animation, which is possible to easy way handle in scripts, but player animation or animals, they there is possible only like one way to modify it. So first time when I tried to synchronize it, I did like wrong way. I tried from the player get information where is bone of leg, and based on this, I tried modify where should be pedal. But after some fails, I found that it's not possible, and Jacob Mango helps me with hint and told me that I must go opposite way. I should first animate pedals, and based on the pedals, I can animate player. So now I am able to animate pedals synchronized way with player animation, and that's why is bicycle possible and looks very well. And I am so happy because when I saw old DayZ, there is this Arma bicycle, this green one, and I think for old players it's giving a lot of memories, and they know that with bicycle was a lot of fun. So I am happy to bring this back to DayZ. Yeah, and that's why I created this mod, just for giving more fun.
I even love the graphic of the seat then, Archie, showing the cracked leather on the, like an old bike would be in that. And the previous model, and I'm glad you reminded me that he does have an updated video, because in the previous model, there's always going to be picky ones, but I kind of get it because it's all about that immersion. The feet were moving, but the actual pedal of the bike wasn't. And the updated version now, it's all synced. It's brilliant. I love this. More servers need to have this.
Shout out to Jakub Mungo too for helping you out, man.
Yeah,
that's just another achievement. What's the word? It's another perk to this community. Is that?
But have a look. You've got Camo, you've got Mario, Nazgi, Sajid Alpha, Rag Tyson, Crispy Bacon, and Jakub Mungo.
I see Crispy Bacon's name so much, man.
Yeah.
Have we had him on?
I don't think so.
I always see him. Yeah. I don't know if my mic's any better. It was feeding through the webcam earlier. I finally figured it out. So
yep.
Let me know if he's still cutting in and out.
A little,
yeah.
but
and you said that you didn't have access to the animal skeletons in vanilla. Did you have access to the human skeleton then? Is that how you got it?
The human skeleton, this is only one skeleton which was officially released to us, so we can do this. But again, I have also other tools which created for me one friend, and I can directly access to binarized skeleton and even to animations, and I'm using it for learning purposes, because there is nothing documented, and I, for example, not yet figured out how to do IK animations. IK, it means inverse kinematics, and this is animations, for example, how you having item in your hands, For example, when you have shovel, you have in two hands, and these hands are in specific way rotated and moved. When you have truck battery, you have again different way and with different IK animation. And this I not yet figured, and I need also this figured because I want make guitar, but real guitar, not like a reskinet weapon when you having in hands. I want make a violin or other musical instruments.
Oh, that would be so good, wouldn't it, Dave? Oh, no, Dave has got his headphones on, Archie. Just to have, all these instruments lying around and, people being able to pick them up and do things with them.
Give me a banjo. Give me a banjo.
Dueling banjos. I'll meet you for dueling banjos up at Tizzy, you bastard.
Yeah. Give me a banjo for that swamp map we're working on.
The devil came down to Churnerus.
Yeah.
No, this is it's just next level. Like the front wheel turns as well, and I don't get why there's not more of these because or this mod on more servers because it's such a great entry level vehicle. That's relatively easy to get up and running, not overpowered with inventory size. It really, and it's a silent vehicle as well. It really suits DayZ. And fingers crossed we get it in the game one day. But what's the? I know one of the issues they've said is that for the two-wheeled vehicles, that there's issues with the modelling of the ground and the layout of the topography and all the rest of it. Have you had much in the way of issues with this mod and that, Hunter?
This bicycle have like 4 wheels.
Yeah.
But I think DayZ vehicle simulation is not yet prepared for vehicles which have only 2 wheels. I think there can be possible to make like some simple physics which just have this vehicle in like in how to say that not fall to left or right.
Yep.
Yeah, but they probably want to first finish and fix all issues with present vehicle simulation, because there is still some desynchronization issue, or now we see some issue with wheels of, for example, that truck V3S. And there is still a lot of things to do. But with this, I just show it to developers that with limited things which we have as modders, it's even possible to do something which looks useful or not too much glitchy. Yeah, there are some glitches, but
it wouldn't be DayZ without them.
Yeah.
Kind of when you think DayZ, one of the if you were to do one of those word association games, what do you think of when you think DayZ? Bugs, glitches.
Yeah, this.
But no, this is brilliant, mate.
Yeah. For me, when I see a little bit under the hood of DayZ, I see how complex is it, and I'm every game update just surprised that developers are able to make it work without major issues. Yeah, of course we cannot have 100% backward compatibility, but we need some development, and I see that game working, and there is not so much glitches in my opinion.
Even this, survivor animations. You're doing the good work, my man. You are really doing, and like Archie said, thank you for all that you do with the amazing, even from your first mod, the treasure, you and Rag working together, the chicken coop, and I saw some CJ's mods in here as well. Another well-known one.
Wait, was that a jet ski?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Sick.
Let me get back to it.
All right, so the horses. Can you share anything of the horses, or is that closely guarded?
Yeah, maybe I can.
Because I'm so hyped for that, especially after seeing the crocodile.
I can share present state moment. I will start DayZ.
Going back to your stream.
The again, sorry, Chad. If anyone's new, my mic's been having some issues today. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to sort it, but I know Matty Ice kept saying, I kept telling him to go to you for his moose. He's working on his moose animation, and he said you weren't taking commissions at the moment. But then he told me that you were doing horses. You were working on some horses, and they looked insane. That's all he would say about it. So I've been very curious.
I will switch to DayZ.
Dave, how much money have you made tonight? I reckon you've done at least a dozen drug deals in the background there, buddy.
I wish I was doing drug deals. One of the servers has decided to go down and I can't seem to fix it. I don't know what's happening. It's just disappeared from Steam. It's gone.
I saw your Twitter video of that junkie nodding out on the sidewalk there. It's UK starting to look like America, bro.
Yeah, do you know, it's one of the reasons I did it is because you've seen it all over America and people think it's just America. It's not. We've got it here. It's really hard.
Multiply that one guy times 10,000 and you've got Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, probably Seattle. That's why I was so happy when I left there, man.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there I tested in the edge because I have now some issue, or there is a lot of issues which needed to be solved. So I will. Yeah, and right now I have only this walking. It's without sound. I not yet have a saddle here, and also there is another issue when you returning to camera, and when you have a first person camera, horse disappear. This is some issue which I also need to solve. Yeah, and yeah, this is when I now switching. There is still this lot of troubles.
So much work that goes into this, man. It's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that you stick it out. You know,
Yeah,
you go the distance.
You see when horse is not rotated to north, player is mispositioned. But when I rotate to north again and try to enter again, then it's like better position. But and you see also animation of player is missing. They should move together with horse. Like
I'm certain all that's going to come, but I'm just looking at the animation of the back end of the horse there, and that's brilliant. Yeah, you can see the actual, like the different parts of the hip moving and that. And I know it's early days, but you know, look at that. The ears are moving. The you've got the horse doing some horsey things. The furries out there are going to go off when they see this shit, but
some horsey things.
The bronies. Oh my God, the bronies.
You just alienated half the chat.
And the other half are going, what the hell's a brony? Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Yeah, and you see he can follow me.
Yep.
But there is right now only 3 animations. There is no turning and no other stuff. This is just for testing, because I need first solve these issues with this entering, and then I can continue with
So
Sure.
where are you going to go with this? Is there going to be, you've got to craft an improvised saddle or find a saddle in game and a bridle and that sort of stuff?
I think there can be like you can found it, or maybe later I can even ask somebody who will create some model of improvised variants.
Oh yeah, or if like that would give a reason to go loot those red roof barns with the 2 lofts that you can go up the stairs that nothing spawns in anymore, nothing worth grabbing. I mean, you could have them spawn in there, or maybe somebody could do a custom stable asset. That'd
Well,
be
you've
badass.
got the animal stables, the big ones, but they're not really for a horse. But that
They're
would
like
be
pig barns or something. Yeah.
Stables I want because I want like buildable stables. Because you want to build a stable in your base and store here your horse.
Or like a paddock too. Like I mean,
Yep.
you could do a hitching post like we used to build them when I was a kid IRL, but like the ones in Red Dead Redemption, it's
Yeah.
just 2 logs, or 3 logs, and then you can hitch your horse to it.
Oh
Put some
yeah,
straw there, or feed it apples.
yeah.
I mean, the ideas are endless, boundless. These look so good, man. Well done.
Yeah, and when there will be sounds and everything, it will be just next level. And I also thinking about how to tame it, because I
Yeah.
want to have wild horses,
Yep.
which should be tamed. And you can, for example, offer him an apple or a carrot, and they will slowly go to you. You can pet it, and then you can give him saddle and enter and ride it. And this is possible to do it, because similar way I did for taming of wild dogs. And
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Yes. Yeah, and I know this is something that, if my memory serves me correct, and feel free to shoot me down if I got this wrong, but I remember from the very early days that even Martin, the head of BI, loved the idea of horses in DayZ, but they just couldn't get it to work for some reason, and they had to abandon it, because I'm pretty sure even Dean wanted it as well, because it's such a logical thing. It's an animal that, a transportation method that, it's probably a bit easier to maintain than a vehicle, which could break down, and you got to try and repair it. Yes, a horse can have an injury, but it's a logical, along with the bicycles. And it kind of sucks that DayZ doesn't have 2 of the most likely methods that people. I mean, it's not easy to ride a horse if you don't know how. I've ridden one a couple of times and I fucking hated the experience. But
yeah. And although when I was in real Černarus, which I visited with friends in May this year, near Starý Sobor, there was horses everywhere.
Yeah, that's one thing you see on Google Earth when you look at the. I remember going back and looking at all the real places, and there was all these horses. You see cattle everywhere, but no horses.
Yes.
But honestly, you got to be meaner than the horse. That's the biggest thing. You're too nice to the horse, Boydie.
Are you going to have a thing of having to break them in? Or is it going to be like with the dogs, just because it's a gameplay mechanic? I get that, but that's Archie mentioned Red Dead Redemption, and it made me think straight away. When you caught a horse out in the wild, you had to break it in. It was like a little mini game. I know DayZ is very limited in that, but yeah.
He said that a second ago. He said that maybe he was going to be like his dogs, that you would either feed them like an apple or something like that, and eventually you could pet them and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can get a horse to take food from you, but you get on a horse's back, it's a whole new fucking ball game then.
That would just be, imagine you get bucked off the horse and your leg breaks, and like
you are dead screen.
Yeah. But no, I mean, are people going to shoot you off of a horse? Or are people going to shoot the horse out from under you? Stuff like that. I don't know, man. This honestly, something like this would be game changing. Even as a mod, let alone as a vanilla feature. There's another fellow named Kill Switch. I don't know if you've heard of him. Hunter. He came in my Discord the other day and was showing me his wild horses mod. They look pretty good too. I don't know if you guys have ever spoken.
I saw it, but those horses are just reskinned deer
Oh, okay.
and scaled.
Hours, but yeah.
And with I think without custom animations of horse, it will be it not will be like real. When I know now how to import custom animation and custom skeletons, I will never try to reskin vanilla animals.
Yeah, why would you? You're just moving backwards at that point. Okay, yeah.
For
I wanted to
example,
ask you about that.
But regarding reskinning, I saw very good reskin of wolf. It's CJ Immersive Animals, and he did fox, and these foxes are very nice, and this sounds and everything. It's very nice, but it's logical because fox is like dog. They have a similar skeleton and everything. That this is fine.
Yeah, I know the fox used to be in the game back in the mod days, and they took him out. I remember getting so excited back when we had Adam on Sumrak on like 3 years ago, and he mentioned that they were going to bring rabbits back, and look where we are now.
Rabbits I already did some small.
Yeah, he said. I said, "Are we going to be able to see them running around?" And he said, "No, they will be like the fishes. You would just have to imagine they are there."
but for rabbits, when I look at the last time in game files, there is a skeleton for it, but there is no animations.
Same as the foxes. I remember the foxes in the earlier days of DayZ.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, they got the. I wish they would. I mean, more wildlife would be cool, but then again, I think it's like server FPS and performance. I know that's why they, again, when Sumrak was on, that's why they took the berries out. Remember the elderberries and like they took the berries out because he said no one was picking them up and it was just affecting server performance. I miss the rose hips and elderberries.
Every single entity, of course, cost some server power because he need be handled. Most of power consuming vehicles because they have full physics. And on second place are animals and other creatures. But
someone in chat just mentioned it would be cool to have a donkey or a mule that you could put on field packs.
I'm just saying that is a great idea.
But step by step.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
First we need something, and I also sometimes saying that they have only 24 hours.
Yeah, no doubt.
I have only two hands, and
but again, if we had some
a little sweatshop somewhere, Archie, pumping out all these ideas. Or
like I said, if there was some way people could learn how to do this stuff. I forgot Dave's foot was messed up, and he just came in striding like one of those Strider creatures from Half-Life 2, man. That freaked me out for a second. I was like, what's going on? No, you're good, man. I hope your foot's well.
I keep turning the camera off because it's really embarrassing getting up.
It's not like you it wasn't an accident.
Dave, don't be embarrassed by having crutches, mate. I did fucking the show for nearly 2 years with a tooth missing. I don't think anyone's going to...
I miss those days. Boydie Bogan, or Bogan Boydie. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. I don't know if that's a slur, by the way. I just hear Australians say it all the time.
Mate, it's all in the manner that it's said. Words everyone's got to remember words have inflections that change the whole meaning of it. So no, Hunter, this is just, that model just looks so good, to see that. I can't wait until you've got the trots and the gallops, and I imagine the big challenge, I guess, is going to be working out a jumping animation that the animal and the player can vault over low fences and stuff.
for this horse, I searched a long time because this I am also mentioning in my introduction to custom animations that found or find some good model. It's very difficult because I am not animator and I have this model with all animation purchased. This did somebody who selling it on CJ Trader, Sketchfab or TurboSquid archives, and this horse was with lot of animations, very good quality, and also have animation for his driver or rider or how to say. So
Yeah, Ryder, yeah.
I need only make it synchronized. Yeah, and this is another thing how I should think about it, because uh, when you riding horse now, uh, the way how to control animal is just you will give him commands from player from there is some player command handler and commands like when you pressing W or when you pressing some other key, and you can bind this to animal. So this way I can control this animal. When I, for example, yeah, I have here dog. I will call him. Come on, yeah, here is. I will give him command and let's say
It's like Arthur Morgan. Come here, girl.
magic. Yeah, and with this magic, oh,
What the hell, ride doggo?
yes,
Speaking of furries,
but it's not working for me now. Why? I broke it probably. Moment.
DayZ, folks.
DayZ fire.
No. Oh, finally. Okay. Yeah, and now I am playing as dog.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is cool. That is stupidly cool.
Now, if you die as the dog, you just go back to your player's first person?
Yeah, you see there is stop control doggo. This is mostly feature for admins.
This kind of reminds me of the drone mod. I like this, though. This is insane.
I can see this being a very good feature for admins. I mean, if you can do this to other animals as well, that is a very, very good feature.
Yeah,
Make it a lot easier to catch things like cheating. You know, a lot of the time.
See there is player not visible, so player is attached to dog is invisible, so you can have a talking dog, because when you pressing this, you can talk in game.
Bow
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
A roof.
Imagine a dog walks up to you in game and starts talking. Like, oh, you can get high off the mushrooms. Can you shoot from the horse? I know someone's going to ask that, dude.
ask that.
Yeah, I know someone's going to ask. Like, is that a plan eventually to be able to fire weapons?
Is it even possible with the way DayZ is?
So this is one of thing which it's a little bit glitchy. Okay.
Right, it's a collision problem, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. But I will.
You can probably go into free view and then. Okay.
Yeah.
Ironically, that probably wouldn't have happened a couple of updates ago because it's collision issue. The issue.
Yeah. Sometimes are not in changelog this small things which was changed. So it's every game update I need fix something or adjust, look to some new issues, But majority of things is working. It's fine.
Yeah, it's usually minor, to be fair. The bug itself, from the player point of view, tends to look quite major, but usually the fix is quite minor. It's not as complicated as it looks to the player side.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got a.
I'm sorry, I've got to address a couple of things in chat there. I'll come back to Shoeies because that is a bigger issue. That's worth discussing. But Darkwing with the 200 IQ suggestion. If down the line, like he said, it's early days yet, but jousting, oh my fucking God, that would be so cool. I will meet you in the main street of fucking Electro, bro, and we are jousting sticks at fucking dawn. That would just be next to you, seeing two guys fucking riding down the, and with the night gear as well.
That's the thing about the DayZ mods of this caliber. It's like unlocking a new skill tree. You know what I mean? It opens up all these avenues for new ideas. You know.
But Shuey said there, and it's probably we're going to start segueing away from just focusing on this stuff now. But it's mad how modders are doing this, and DayZ release fanny packs. Hunter, I'll let you address that, mate, because you're one of the most active modders out there. And so you've got a very good understanding. You know, you talked before about when you're looking under the hood of the game, how complex it is. What are your thoughts as a modder on comments like that when you see them? Because I understand where Shuey's coming from. I don't 100% agree because I've talked about DayZ for so long now, but there's a lot of issues as to why DayZ is limited in what it can do. But what's your thoughts on that sort of comment?
I think I don't see into background of Bohemia development, but I think developers doing stuff which like a task which give him like some manager, and this manager have some roadmap what should be done, and on which should they work. And I think they know what have priority, because there is a lot of things which we as people outside we cannot see. There is probably a lot of some internal issues. When I watched latest stream, they talked about bug fixing, how working that internal process in Bohemia Interactive, and I think we not see what really is inside of this company. And right. For me, it's fine when they edit some new stuff, and I'm mostly looking to changelog what changed for modding, because when something is not in game, I can do it. Yeah, and I not need to wait until Bohemia will make it, like this bicycle or I don't know, dogs or something. Yeah, I can do it when I will have time and motivation. But I don't want force to do stuff which I like. For example, somebody want fix vehicles because they won't make second GTA from DayZ. Yeah, I don't understand these people which trying import cars from GTA to DayZ. I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't either. To each his own, though, right?
I have different priority. I like, for example, this survival aspect of game, but we don't know what like these people which making decision in Bohemia Interactive. So I will patiently wait if they fixing some tickets which I reported. For example, one of ticket which helps me very well will be a ticket which allow to every AI set up waypoints with vanilla AI. Right now, in vanilla code is possible to set waypoints only for some specific AI, which I'm using now for my dog. But this AI is from unfinished survival games in DayZ, and only this AI know waypoints. When waypoints will know predator and infected, it will open a lot of new possibilities because you can completely control where should, for example, zombie go, how they should behave, as well with dog or with animal, and you can, from script side, extend AI behavior. And for example, they will run to you, they then will stop, start attacking you, they will do another things, go to another player, and this you will be able to control with waypoints.
So like their pathing and their nav meshes and such. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because right now, when you're using nav mesh from scripts, it's used, for example, by AI or expansion AI, but this is very big impact to server performance because it's done on script side, and I prefer vanilla way, which is more optimized, and I'm trying in my mods use vanilla as much as possible.
Right. Keep it in the universe. Yeah. Make it look organic. Right.
And for example, that's why I had a long time that wolf howling on wild dogs, and after 1.5 years, I finally exchanged it and put there some dog barking. But when some assets it's already in vanilla, why not use it? It's very simple, and yeah.
Well,
There's so many
it's gotta
things
be
in
less
the game
stressful on the
files.
server, Archie, to use existing mechanics or coding or whatever than implementing something on top of an already hyper stressed background engine.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much existing. There's so many things existing in the files already, sound effects and such that that aren't implemented. Like the electrical sound effect from a taser, it's the same electrical sound effect for if you hook a battery and metal wire to the barbed wire on your base. I mean, those things haven't been implemented yet. I definitely agree it would be less stress. That's another thing I was going to ask you. Those models from those horses look so good. How did you find them with a low enough poly count to get them in DayZ? Or did you have to lower it yourself manually?
This is game ready, so I not need to touch it. Number
Nice.
of icons.
That's a lucky find because they look really good.
Yeah, especially on Sketchfab, I think there are rules when you publish some 3D model. You must fill some lines about your models, and you must fill, for example, number of vertices, maybe list of animation, and this helps you to search for something. Maybe I will found which exact model I have.
I've got a question for you, chat. What do you think of that? You guys think that's good? I think that's pretty good. Hunter, Windstride just messaged us. That's not finished yet, but that's he's asking for the context of that was for the skin texture.
Yeah,
I like it. I like the psoriasis vest.
Yeah, it looks look very nice.
I like the way it actually looks like. It looks like crocodile skin or alligator skin.
It looks and it looks like a survivor. Sorry, Dave, you're quiet. I don't know if I'm interrupting you. It looks like a survivor actually like crudely crafted that with a leather kit.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's got the little bits in the stitching there. You can see it's not been stitched quite right, and it's not taught out, which is how it should be.
This is why I like Windstride, Dave. He's he's not the cheapest, but he's definitely fucking the best that I've seen.
Yeah, I'm starting to regret. giving away that free Windstride clothing item I won. I gave it away to facility. I don't know if he ever utilized that.
There is a reason that so many servers use the Windstride clothing pack. It's not just because it's got an awful lot of clothing in it. It's because the clothing that's in it is of an exceptional quality.
And it doesn't clip. Almost none of it clips at all. Almost all of it fits just seamlessly, you know? Even a lot of the vanilla clothing clips so bad.
He adds the wet textures for them as well, which I've seen a lot of other modded stuff doesn't have. You know, he adds a little bits of scuffing and stuff like that, so it changes its status as it gets damaged, and it's just awesome.
The RV mats and the lighting are so hard to get it right for DayZ, and it's why it makes stuff look like not polished. You know, some of the mods you'll see don't really blend in with the world right because the lighting is off. It's so hard to get right.
Too clean, I believe, is the common term.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, too clean. Yeah. It doesn't look very, and it almost looks like it has like a lacquer sort of gloss on it a lot of time because it's so difficult to get right. But he's got it. I thought Windstride's a man, right? I think I don't want to. He is. He
is. We've had him on the show before, and just to show you guys, you know, this is it's interesting seeing the evolution because we've got that model, and then this was I showed this one just before. That's what it looked like before. That's what it's looking like now. So it's just fascinating seeing the evolution of, and I consider it a blessing to be able to sit and observe these masters of what they do evolve something along. You know, when I did the Slack chat with him, it was beautiful watching it evolve from just a concept to the final item that's in the game. And you know, my character, every time I find one, I get this little giddy glee of, oh wow, there's my hat. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. And yes, I do flex. I have been known to say that's I'm like the guy in Braveheart. That's my slug chat.
Yeah. Hey man, it's your item. Why not be proud?
Hey, we all do it. I'm sorry, but we all do.
Yeah. You know, like there's a lot of grief that the devs are getting about not putting certain things out or about the lack of material in the updates, but there's always something for everyone, you know, like when you were away a second ago, Hunter was saying he just looks mostly at what modding changes have been made. Yeah. You know, there's always something for the modders, the server owners there, and then there's always some sort of small new item, you know what I mean? For the most part there is. I mean, there have been I could see playing devil's advocate why people are complaining because some of the items are not that great, but I'm gonna be honest, man, the fanny packs and the sling bags and stuff, everybody makes fun of the fanny packs. The one that looks kind of corny sure is the 1980s looking one, but the other, they're not all like that. There's 5 different variations of it if I'm not mistaken. I will say one thing that I would have liked. I'll admit that the packs are nice. It's nice to have variety. Some better, interesting looking models than that. But my God, it would have been good if they put in another version of a crafted backpack. You know, you could do variations because at the moment there is little to no incentive to craft leather, other than to make an improvised backpack, which at 63 slots is just not up there with the best backpacks in the game for inventory size. Well, for now though, I mean, it's so hard to find. That's the other thing is you have to adapt your gameplay every update, right? So now, I mean, I've been playing a lot of experimental. It's difficult to find backpacks. You always find the new ones and they only have 30 or 32 slots. So when you craft, like I always craft improvised bags anyway, because I play first person and they're low profile. I can look over my shoulders and it doesn't interfere. But I've been, you craft an improvised backpack. You've got 62 or 64 slots, I think. I can't remember right offhand. But then you find, like I found the green fanny pack or what the waist bag or whatever. It's got six extra slots. I just throw my gun and my pistol in there. And then once I get a holster, I put my pistol in my holster and I put my food in the fanny pack because you want to keep your like essentials in your fanny pack because they can't shoot it as easily and ruin all the stuff in it. You know what I mean? So I'll keep my bandages and stuff like that in there. And then you can always put all that stuff in a medical pack and put it in the fanny pack. I feel like people kind of are so used to hearing negativity and complaining that they like look for a reason to complain. Granted, it's not the greatest implementation, but it's still something. And it's something new to find. I wasn't really big on the knight armor and stuff, but what tickled me was the leg armor, the potential for new leg armor, and stacking it up correctly. But you also have to think there's so many. Every time he hits that vape, it sounds like Darth Vader. There's so many different people who play this game different ways, so it can't all be about like. You can't look at it solipsistically. You can't look at it like you're the main character. Everyone has their own play style. So, I mean, you just kind of have to, like, instead of looking at it negatively, think, how can I adapt adapt that waste bag into my inventory and make my gameplay, make it fluid with my gameplay. I hope that makes sense. Because I think people look at these things and, last year, great updates. There was a new weapon almost every update.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got the crossbow and no one gives a shit. I love it.
Rocking it. I am rocking it. I love it.
But I mean, everyone you see has a crossbow on them. Everyone I run into has a crossbow. And everyone was like, this is it? We got crossbows? It's like, what do you mean this is it? Hey, it's almost, you know what? Like I put on Twitter and it got almost no love because I think people just know I'm being snarky, but the fanny packs are worth exactly how much they're worth the microtransaction that DayZ charged us for the new update. You know what I mean? On a 10-year-old game, we're still getting free content.
And again, I was about to say, for those who missed the context there, it didn't cost us a cent.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, they don't have to update. They could just update, integral things like the things that we don't see behind the scene, like Hunter mentioned. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know. I mean, they're focusing a lot of their attention on the AI, right? Because they said, unfortunately, I know Bobo made that new video about it. It's not on the back burner. They're still working on it, but it's taking so much time because it is a core mechanic of the game is the AI.
Yeah, I must say that in 1.20 at the beginning of this year, there was big AI update, but not visible to players or server owners, but very well visible to me and other modders, which touching AI. Because there was one of my other ticket solved where I asked for methods to controlling animals, and they added methods for overriding speed, overriding turn, overriding alert level, and for example, this possibility overriding alert level allow me as modders to let's say control how animal should behave. And I used this alert level for my birds, because when I know that they are alerted, I can push birds to air. So it allow me finally to publish birds, which using this new mechanic, which was or API methods, which was introduced in 1.20. And I hope a lot of other AI methods will be introduced in some next game updates.
Now, we need to start moving on, but I agree 100%. There's a lot of shit that happens in the background that a lot of people just aren't aware of, but yeah. Matty Ice has got the round 0.3 update of Bitterroot out. Archie, come on, America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's where I will say, again, I was just playing devil's advocate with the fanny pack thing. I'm just saying try to look at things with a silver lining. Now I will go back to how I actually feel and say Matty Ice has me more excited about his mod update than I've been excited about the new 1.2.2 update. Like the amount of stuff that's going into his new update that's where I would like to see personally DayZ updates look. That's how I would like them to look, rather. He's got like 3 new weapons, a bunch of different clothing variants. Yeah, he's got new cult compounds, he got a custom made police station, by the way. You guys know how I feel about Bitterroot, dude. It's changing the game as far as community maps go.
It's this horse mod, Dave, will be amazing for a map like Bitterroot. Like, I know horses are everywhere in the world now, but just for a map set in Montana, big sky country, that's going to be huge.
Yep, Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if once the playtests are done and the first vanilla, version of it comes out, that it has the horses on it. I would not be surprised if that's something he's already looking at. I mean, at the moment he's still constructing the vanilla version, so he's still getting that tailored perfectly. But the time I've spent on there, it's exceptionally good, and every single update has a huge chunk of stuff added. It's not like we've added 2 towns and a couple of, we got rid of a few bits, we tweaked with the types. It's always here's a massive list of new weapons, here's a massive list of new items, new towns.
And he works full time, and he's doing it by himself for the most part. He's got some people helping him implement things.
I saw Minder comment on the Mini 14 model, Hunter, saying how much he loves the Mini 14 model. You can see on the screen here that he's been looking for one. And yeah, it's you're doing this sort of stuff yourself, mate. What do you think of it?
You asking Hunter that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I was away. So what the question?
The Mini 14 model that he's made for his map for Bitterroot. Even Minder was commenting on just how good of a model it is. What do you think of it, Archie?
I think every other American has a Mini 14. That was the M16 and the AR-15. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have 2 of them IRL. My dad has one. My brothers all have them. I think it's a staple of American firearms, and it's going to fit in to the world. It fits the universe. You know what I'm saying? So It's not going to break up the immersion. You wouldn't see a FAMAS in Montana. You would, obviously, but not as often as you would see something like a Mini 14 or an AR-15. The police outfits that he's working on, that one right
brilliant.
There. It's a reskin, but it fits, because realistically, we wear the same exact shirts like when I was in the military, we all wore the same brand of shirt made out of the same material. It just had a different digicam pattern printed on it. You know what I mean? So reskinning those is pretty realistic. He's got the hats, the guns, the bullets, the scope, like custom scopes, custom drinks, all kinds of stuff, custom snacks. This is how you make a community map and make it immersive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same as the Hashima crew are doing. All these custom items to. Yeah, it was one of the complaints I had when I first went on to Takistan. Playing in an Islamic country and finding cans of tack bacon. It was like, that's not going to be very politically correct of the military to bring that with them and have it lying around everywhere. But
Greg Tyson with the callback, he said, does it fit in the fanny pack though? People are shitting on. I mean, are fanny packs really that? Is that like a UK and Australian thing that people think fanny packs are lame? I mean, I know fanny means vagina. Because in America, like everyone has fanny packs when they're on, like when you go somewhere, like you ride a bicycle or like, I mean, I was in the Pagans. That's the 2nd largest motorcycle club in the world. And some of the biggest, brawniest, scariest guys wore fanny packs backwards when they were on their bikes because they could put their wallet and shit.
Look, there's that classic photo of The Rock with his skivvy and all the rest of it, and he's got a fanny pack on, and it's like...
I guess it's like a cultural thing, because he said there's a stigma of it being dumb. I think when there's an apocalypse, it's about function over fashion, dude. I don't mean to jump topics here, but I just saw that. I mean, how can you... God, it must suck being a game dev when something that trivial makes people this viscerally fucking angry, dude.
You go, Dave.
Here it screams tourist, and the only place you can really buy them from in England is the airport as you're leaving the country to signify to every other country that you're a tourist.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a touristy thing.
I'm a tourist.
I don't know. I see them a lot, man. Maybe like when if I were in school, like, like the kid with autism pulling tater tots out of his fanny pack, sure, but like, I don't know. I feel like it would fit. Like if you had a sideways fanny pack, and you were in an apocalypse and you were a nomadic survivor, you would throw some bullets or something in it. I don't know.
Here in Australia, pretty much the only people who wear them are people who need it for their job, so they may be selling at a stall or something like that, and it's an easy way to have a reasonable amount of money or cash. And then you have the eshays, which are our little drug dealing, vape dealing crazies who, so there's a definite
So it's
stigma.
basically like... it's basically like the satchel for us, like Indiana Jones man purse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a satchel.
See, that to me is just as lame as a fanny pack. I don't know. Like, why not just get a backpack? I guess. I guess it's all just cultural.
Yeah, I don't know why people complaining about this. I played, for example, Project Zomboid, and there is also this, and you can put their items, and nobody care. It's I don't know.
I just still love that. Yeah, and like you said, Archie, they're still developing this game. So remember that when you think of anything, folks, because it's they're 10 years on, but we're still going. Now, another big announcement through the week was from Mr. Cabello Live and his awesome Banov map, which I'm still playing and still absolutely in love with. Every time that map is so fucking big. Every time I go somewhere, I find something new I've never seen before, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, okay, that was cool. But dear supporters and users of the Bannock map, with great excitement, we bring you a unique opportunity to have an impact on the development of our map and secure your own place in its history. This month's update will bring substantial changes to the Banov satellite map, including new lakes and military zones, enhancing your experience with this map. We don't want you to merely observe these changes from a distance. We offer you a special chance to name one of the new military zones or lakes according to your personal preference. Your name or title will become a permanent part of the Bannock map, enjoyed by players from around the world. Moreover, your participation will benefit you as well. All funds raised through this offer will be used to purchase a new computer, enabling us to further develop and enhance the Bannock map, providing you with an even better gaming experience. The cost for naming your own military zone or lake is €50. This contribution will help us achieve our goals and ensure that the Bannock map remains an innovative and exciting gaming platform. How to order your own name: choose the area you wish to name. More info in the image below. Send a payment of €50 to the PayPal account, and blah blah blah. I have no issue with that. I know some people may, but yeah, he's trying to raise money. Yeah, I know some of the names on that map. When you look at it, you've got Happy Bombs and other places, locations. It doesn't bother me. It's you can go on about my immersion and all the rest of it, but I think it's a perfectly acceptable way, and I wish him the best of luck. And yeah,
I don't have an issue with it. It's hard to raise money. A lot of people are paying for this stuff out of pocket. Like, a lot of I know Matt.
It's that, or do a crypto scam, or do an OnlyFans, and I have much more respect for him for doing it this way.
I mean, does it break immersion? Sure, but the amount of people I saw like degrading him for asking for money is honestly, it's honestly like, you people have no insight. They're just dog brains, bro. People just want to piss and moan. Just go somewhere else, man. You had a bad day, go take it out on your pillow or your Johnson. Leave the fucking people that are creating things for the community alone and go be a parasite and consume and complain elsewhere, because we don't want to hear it. I mean, let him raise money however he wants. If he's actually spending the money on what he says he's spending it on, then he's not doing anything wrong. So
I'll be honest, I really don't care what he spends it on. It's up to him. He's got to live with it. Yeah. And a lot of people say, I've done some nice things for people in the past, sent them money and things like that. And the common question is, what if they're lying to you? Well, that's on them. I still did something nice. I'm not sending them more than I could afford to. I'm not going to be going into bankruptcy or anything like that. It's not like I'm going all in on Logan Paul's crypto fucking zoo scam.
I mean, it's a lot harder for someone that's actually making something to get away with scamming. I mean, yeah. I mean, and like you said, if he's not spending on that, so what? That's a risk you take donating. But yeah. To I guess to answer your question, I don't see any issue in that whatsoever. Raise money however you see fit. I've definitely done fundraisers for servers and projects, and then ended up not being able to finish the project because it was out of my wheelhouse, and I had to outsource some things to people and pay in the thousands of dollars, because like you saw with that crocodile mod, good modders, I mean, if he commissioned that, which I know Hunter doesn't do commissions, but he could have easily made $300-400 off that,
Yep.
And that's why it's so expensive, because you're doing things that is game developer level, requires that amount of talent. So I got a really bad storm rolling in. So if you guys lose me, it's my internet.
The thing is, you're giving that map away for free. When it's completed, it's going to be free on the workshop. You're not going to make any money for it. And this stuff costs money, and it's not a small amount of money.
Nope.
You know, even if you take away the items, even if we take away commissions and whatnot, your hardware itself has to be up to spec, and hardware is not cheap. If your machine's not up to spec, you're not going to produce quality stuff. If the server you're running on is not up to spec, it's not going to be of good quality. And raising money and making any money doing it is almost impossible.
Yeah, it's so hard, man.
I see a problem with it.
And it costs so much money. Even just the server hosting alone for a 70 slot server is going to be $80 US before taxes.
Yep.
You know, on a good high CPU priority server. I mean, and that's why you always see servers that are, you know, new servers will come out with 1, maybe 2 max maps for testing, because it's just so damn. And even unless you have a Deddy box, which who can afford that besides Dave because he's a dope dealer. But I mean, let's be honest, dude. Just a Deddy box itself is like $150 a month for a really good one. Yeah. So the stuff is just so expensive.
To produce them yourself, to buy the hardware yourself and build them yourself is a massive, massive outlay. That's why I do it in phases.
CPU required.
I want to quickly stop here because Lacavus has said in chat, Esk or anyone walked away with all the money they were given. I don't know much about the original people who made Esker. And this is something that you all need to bear in mind when you're considering where to put your money, because I do not know the full story behind Esker, so I'm not calling anyone a shit cunt or anything like that. It could be a complicated issue, but be careful who you give your money to, folks. I would be more than happy if I had... Now, if I won Lotto on Thursday, we had $100 million Aussie dollar Lotto, and if I'd won that, I would have been more than happy to send $1,000 to Hunter with every confidence that he's going to use that money well. I am more than happy with paying Winstride to do stuff because they're proven, reputable people. But if you're going to jump, you know, I had Asmund tell me via messages about a scam that happens in South America where they'll start up some server, put up a GoFundMe or a PayPal link, and everyone chucks all their money into it, and then they close the server down and they rinse and repeat. Apparently that happens quite a bit in South America. It's basically like a crypto scam, but for DayZ servers and communities. Be careful where you're sending your money. Sorry, Lacavus, but some people are shit cunts. But if you're just going to throw your money at them blindly because you got caught up in the hype, and I'm one of the worst people in the DayZ community for getting hyped about something, but you've got to be careful what you do. Does it make it right? Fuck no, it's a shit thing to do. But be careful. If that person doesn't have a proven track record of being reliable, then don't give them money. They've got to demonstrate their reliability.
It's always easy to exploit the eager, and there's such an appetite for new content in this community and in this space that it's so much easier to exploit the eager, right? Because you can make a Patreon, like I'm working on a map right now in my spare time, and I'm thinking about making a Patreon. I've got a bunch of pictures of early development and some ideas and some weapon models. I could make a Patreon, generate tons of hype for this thing, and then just take the money and be like, sorry guys, I had a family emergency, I'll get back to it when I can, and just disappear into the abyss of absentia, right? And just scam everybody. That's just, it sucks, it's shitty, but I mean, it's you just, like he's saying, I guess I'm just reiterating, you got to watch, kind of do your own due diligence, but then again, don't be afraid. Like, I guess what I don't want to do is scare people away from donating to projects that need it.
Don't just the old meme, shut up and take my money. Get a feel, feel them out. Get it. It's the same as when you're playing DayZ and you've got the best base and some guy says, hey, can I join your base? Do you give them all the keys and codes to your base? Fuck no. You test them out. You get a feel. You ask around. You find out what's going on before you give them full fucking entry in, and then the next day you come back and they've done a stimpy on you. He always betrays you. He always.
Do your research, do your homework. Most people who are producing something decent will have some kind of sort of paper trail behind them. They will have an established point in the community. They will have been around for a few years. They're not You know, it's sort of like any financial transaction. You're not going to go and spend several £1,000s on a company that started up tomorrow, promising you something you've never seen before.
The ones that parachute in out of nowhere, and they're like, $2,000 to get started.
And the other thing to be cognizant of as well, folks, is sometimes when things go to shit, it's not because they're bad people. I'm gonna bring up Derp Matter. I think they just weren't prepared for what they were getting into. They weren't quite as business savvy. They didn't estimate exactly what was going to be needed, and they I got caught up in the hype. I bought 2 fucking supporter packs. I got my money back though. They offered a refund, and I did that. And barring a couple of charges, I got nearly all of it back. So I'm happy with that. But sometimes it's not always because they're bad people. Sometimes it's just because they were over ambitious or whatever. Then you've got Star Citizen. Guys made $500 million or whatever it is, and the game's still not out. But he's developing a very ambitious title. It's almost, you could almost say it's the DayZ of space.
Don't get me started on Star Citizen, bro. That game's been out for they've made $500 million, and I still fall through the floor of my spaceship and die. It's like fucking
but there's still people still happy to do it, and at the end of the day, that's on you. Do your research, look into it. I personally wouldn't buy a single thing in that game, but yeah. Now, Lacavus brought this topic up, and he also sent me a message that had me thinking all week about it, and it was just a simple question. Let me find the DM he sent me, and I'll read it exactly as it was said to me. Okay, 4th of August. Hey, Boydie, I was curious if you could verbalize to me what your internal thoughts and feelings about DayZ are, or what DayZ means to you, or how you feel about it. I was curious because I was watching the show the other day, and it seemed to me like you were excited to just be simply talking about DayZ. So I am interested to know what sort of thoughts or ideas you have in your head about the game to make you excited, happy enough to act that way. Now, for those who need context, Lacavus is probably the most divisive person in the 87A community. He's got an obsession, and I would almost say an unhealthy obsession with the graphic qualities of metals. It's become a bit of a meme in the Discord. But I don't care. I like people who are prepared to generate discussions. But that question, I've been doing this show coming on 3 years or so now. You reckon, Archie? Yeah?
At least, yeah.
Yeah. I've been playing DayZ since February of 2014, I think was the year. It came out in 2013. Yeah, since February 2014. I've been watching DayZ content for months before that, when I first discovered probably Frankie's channel, like everyone, back in the day. Didn't have a computer that was capable of playing it, but watched the videos. Then we got a gaming laptop, and I dabbled in it and didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. But no game has ever captured me like DayZ, Archie. It's just there's something. I've drifted away from it. There was my Scum phase where I was playing Scum all the time. At the moment, I'm playing World of Warships as well, but there's something about, and it's not just the game DayZ. It's bigger than just a video game to me. It's a game that blew my mind. That it was groundbreaking. I've said it before. We had Minecraft, which was probably the first big open world MMO survival game. But DayZ took it to a level that hadn't been done before. This big map with very good graphics for its time. I watched Centurion did a video on the Reforged DayZ mod, and I just found the running clunky in it. It just didn't look natural, and it made me think. Every game I've ever played, one of the things, I always judge them against DayZ. Now I know, I've said this so many times, rose tinted glasses and all the rest of it, but there's a certain magic about DayZ with all its bugs, with all its little quirks, and the bastardized hybrid engine. Archie, there's nothing like it for me. And to be able to have been a small part of the DayZ community by doing this show, helping connect people. This game means a fucking lot to me.
I'm the same way, bro. It's got that je ne sais quoi, that charm.
Little je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, it's got a nostalgic thing for me too, because when I was a kid, I played my life sucked, man. My childhood was miserable, and my escape from that was this little shitty laptop my grandfather gave me. And I remember I was at Walmart and I saw in the clearance bin Operation Flashpoint for like $4 or $9 or something, and I begged my mom to get it, and she got it, and I got home and I figured out how to install it and I played it, and it's the same engine as Arma and all of that, so it looked. I mean, it was like one of the if you don't know what Operation Flashpoint is, it's another Bohemia game that looks very similar to early game DayZ. So I was a kid, I played the hell out of that, and then when I got older, grew up, I saw DayZ on YouTube, and instantly it took me right back to that nostalgic time when I was a kid. Like when you watch Liminal Spaces videos, of the old defunct restaurants and such you used to go to as a kid, or you see the old toys you used to play with as a kid. It was the same feeling for me. So, and then again, fast forward to modern day, someone who starts the game up tonight for the first time. You can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do on DayZ. There's no rails. And, like you said, I always go away from it, but it's my main game. When I tell people how many hours I have. Yeah, and it's ruined all the other games for me, dude. I mean, you can stand on a hill, look at every single building, and 95% of them you can go inside of. Every single tree you can chop down, every single bush. There's no other game really like that, and that plays as well as it does. And for all of its faults, there's just too many, good things. There's too many positives. There's too many great times that I've had and great friends that I've met through the game.
That's the thing, Dave, is that we talk. People in chat are talking about, I see Green Mountain Tower. It feels like home for some strange reason, and there's that. But for me personally, and for the majority of the people that I surround myself with, it's become more than just about the game. It's about the people around the game. And that can sometimes be a bad thing, as we've been seeing lately, a bit of discontent. I'm not going to go into that, but I've gotten to meet so many amazing people through this game, Dave. And you're one of them. Big Grandpa, Hunter, Archie, and all the big name people I've interviewed. And my big focus now is on those people who are giving back to the community, though. And that's what we've always tried to push with the show is that the DayZ is a sort of game that yes, you could take from it, but you've got to give back to it as well. Even where that comes down to the way you play on a server.
Yeah, I got attracted to DayZ in the first place. I saw a trailer back in the console days. And just the way the trailer described it as your adventure, you're not hitting handhold. There is no, you must do this, you must do that, here's your quests. Like every other game is. And the thing is, once you started playing it and you got into it a bit, like you said, you started to realize that the people that were playing it were not what you expected. Because when you went into DayZ, you had your idea of what you're going to do and how you're going to play this game, how you're going to survive, how you're going to do your things. And the people you were finding were not like that. Not like that at all. They were completely different. Whereas almost every other game, most of the people had this almost similar mindset. They were all doing the similar thing. They had a similar attitude about the game, a similar attitude about why they're there. Whereas in DayZ, no. In DayZ, every person is different. Every person will react different. Every person will behave different. You never know what is coming. You never know what's going to be there. You never know what is behind you. And when you leave the game, you quickly realize that the people that are playing the game are, wholesomely different as well. They are massively, massively different. It's a game that brings so many different people together, and it doesn't bait them with something. It doesn't handhold them to something to bring them together. It says, here's a game. Do what you want with it.
Yeah, that's the best part. You get a clean slate. And also the fact that there's no other game that, even Escape from Tarkov for me, that gives you the same, like, that hit of cortisol when you get in a jump scare scenario, or when you get gear fear and someone shoots near you, and you really feel like you're in you go into fight, flight, or freeze syndrome. It's honestly, there's just the experience itself is really kind of uncanny, and there's nothing else that comes close.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
What-
Escape from Tarkov, but then again, I can insure all my stuff and maybe get it back.
What about for you though, Hunter? Yeah, because you're very deep on the modding side of things, mate, and you're very well connected in the modding community, and you can't deny that hasn't been a massive factor of keeping DayZ alive and relevant, and it's taken people like yourself, pardon me,
But
Don Sibley doing the stuff for console, trying to port over and come up with ways to give console new options. But what keeps you doing what you do? Because you're doing it, like you said, for free.
Yeah, sometimes I also playing DayZ, and for me is DayZ like there is a lot of stories, because as was said that every people are different. Then only in DayZ I think you can live some stories because there is a lot of funny moments when I, for example, searching on YouTube and looking to some DayZ memorable moments. There is a lot of fun, and when there is some new mechanics coming from new mod, people instantly starting trying glitching, and there is a lot of fun with this, and it's really interesting. And I like on DayZ just walking around map without any goal, looking to landscape. And on DayZ is I think only one game, or Arma of course, because it's same, which have a realistic landscape. But I mean really realistic, because it's based on real place on Earth. And when you visit real Černá in Czech Republic, you will see exactly same landscape, very similar houses, trees, everything, and it's this I like very very well on DayZ.
It's almost like they pulled a sat map from QGIS, huh?
Yeah. And when I played Livonia, immediately when they released this DLC, I buy it. It was for me just exploring new unknown map, and it was adventure. We played together with friends, and we make some base close to Nadbor, and then we explored this map. We found some vehicle, and yeah, it was really nice times. And when we first time met Beer and kill it, it was a great story.
Oh, dude, I still have the video clipped where the day Livonia dropped, DOJ and I went on a bear hunt and we killed a freaking bear. It was the coolest. I still have it like saved from my old Twitch channel. I mean, those memories you make are insane. And I think a lot of people that play on a lot of the biggest community servers with no base building are in effect robbing themselves of a lot of those interactions and experiences that you have when you're part of because this game is one of the games that is so much better with friends. You know, once you've survived solo for a while and then you start surviving with a group or a buddy, it just takes it in an entirely new direction. But I mean, when you build a base, or it's not really base building, is it? It's barricading. But when you lock down an area and you and your buddies are surviving there, and you're coming back and forth and restocking, and then you have to defend it or go raid another base together, it really is like, those are memories that I mean, me and my buddies still talk about stuff that we did 4, 5, 6 years ago. Cool raids. And remember how we raided the Novi Tower or Novad Tower, stuff like that. So I would just say, if you're playing this game and you haven't played with friends, and like faction-based gameplay is just a whole new platform of DayZ. Like another aspect of DayZ. If you haven't experienced that, try to experience it. Go on servers like the Struggle Bus or Number One Original, 1PP Vanilla. Those vanilla-based servers where you can join a faction or go off on your own and start your own. It just really changes the dynamic insanely to an insane extent. Give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I played with friends, and our leader was a former soldier, and we played on a vanilla server, on community vanilla server, which had 100 slots, and it was full PvP, no rules, nothing. But his knowledge from army helped us survive, because he explained how to hide in bush,
Yep.
when we crossing some open area, that we should search for trees, for bushes, and every time first run, then crouch, and look around. When we, for example, go to military close to Krasnostav, I don't know this name, but it's in forest close to Krasnostav.
We just call it
And
the Kraz compound. Yeah, the one up on the hill there.
yeah. And we just split it to two groups. One group was looters, and second group was snipers. Snipers observed this military from a hill, and when say it's clear, looters will go to military and loot it. They snipers will cover it, and it was really nice. And I still looking forward when we when we will try again play this with this group. But yeah, I don't know where is and all of these group members now, probably playing other games, and yeah.
But that camaraderie, you can build camaraderie in a video game, which is insane to me because you're not going to do that in Call of Duty, and it's based on war. You know what I mean? Or it's. I guess it's hard to explain to someone who like wasn't in the service, but and like you're saying, taking your service, he was a prior service member, so his training was applicable in the game. I've definitely used my CQC, CQB training from the military and won a lot of gunfights in DayZ. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's but yeah, man, the camaraderie that you make, and you still think about those people and the memories, and try to stay in touch. Like I've got a buddy named Major. I met him on DayZ Underground like 4 years ago. Just met him randomly, and we ended up starting a faction and had all these big wars with the entire server, and we still talk about that stuff, man. Like talking about old memories that happened IRL. It's insane. But
And that's
Yeah,
it. It stays with you. There's so many, you can do this with a lot of games, but DayZ, just the nature of it, running and forming clans and getting so invested in stories and all the rest of it. It's amazing how many close friendships and relationships. Seems every other day you see someone sharing a photo or catching up with a gaming buddy from DayZ IRL. We've got people who've gotten married, had kids, probably fucking divorced as well. I don't know. It's been around that bloody long, but there's a whole vibe around DayZ that, yes, the game is far from perfect, but for its genre, it's pretty damn perfect, if that makes sense. It's broken ground. It's spawned, a whole genre of imitators. Some who've, basically not just tried to copy pasta DayZ, but been inspired to go on and create Rust and Scum and Dead Matter and The Day Before and all these other things. And you've got to be careful which ones. Like The Day Before is just still, literally, it's like watching fucking drama on bloody Keemstar or something like that The Day Before. It's, what, you didn't fucking copyright your game name, you fucking idiots. But
yeah. That whole thing is sketchy.
there's so many things about DayZ that just keep on bringing me back. It can get frustrating. And look at the emotion it generates in the community. We sometimes argue cat and dog about topics and that, but that's because for many of us, we're just so invested in this game that it means a lot to us, and our passion for the game leads us to be very passionate when talking about it and getting into, full out and out arguments. And we sometimes forget that at the end of the day, we all just love the game. And the thing I love the most about it, Hunter, is it's basically a blank canvas. Look at the variety of service types we've covered on this show. I still remember that bloody Asian one where all the characters were reskinned like anime people and that. And I was like, what am I looking at? But I couldn't judge it other than I know that's not for me, but people are doing things with this game. BI are letting them do it. And again, we've criticized BI in the past, but for what they do, for what they allow, there's not many games out there that basically say, do what you want, guys. Have fun, Okay, you want to turn the game into a fucking Japanese bloody anime hentai? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but go for it. Do it. Have fun with it. There's not many games that I can think of like that. Gary's Mod is probably one of the other biggest. For just and that spawned a whole pile of shit. But DayZ is just, regardless of its many faults, it's had many faults and issues, and they've made mistakes. But that's life. That's what humans do. We make mistakes. But they have demonstrated their commitment to this game. They might not always meet our expectations, but one of the things I hate the most, Hunter, is when I see people saying, do they even play this game? Do they even care? They're just trying to make money. Wait, what? Look at the fucking gaming models that are out there right now and compare that to a game that has one DLC. They should have more. That's an issue for me. They should have more. They should have more maps. But where's the scam? I bought this game for 30, 40 Australian dollars back when it first came out. Where's the scam? Where's the rip-off? No, you don't know what you're talking about. You're allowing your hate to cloud your opinion if that's what you think about DayZ, Hunter. What do you think?
I think a lot of people are just ungrateful, and a lot of people also don't know how this game is complex, and they complain on every small glitch. But as you said, that like DayZ is like life. It's not perfect. Life is also not perfect. You can have some personal issues or something. You miss your train or bus or something. It's same with DayZ, and I just can oversee all these bugs or glitches which are there, because I know when I properly report some bug to bug tracker, they will now look to it, respond, and hopefully fix it in some new game release. I know in the past it was not so quick, but if I can say, there was some reasons in the background, because as I get some information that in the past was development of DayZ moved to Slovakia, to Bratislava, but those Slovak developers or people which develop it on and making decision, they was not so like fans of DayZ. And now when development moved back to Prague, then there is now new developers taken from modding community. I was also asked to join Bohemia Interactive.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because I also love the game, and I'm trying to extend it. And you see there is Dance of Jesus, Jacob Mango, Mario, okay, Mario working on mostly on Infusion, but it's same like in DayZ. When something is fixed in Arma Reforger, they can be backported to DayZ. Look, for example, this vehicle physics was backported from Reforger to DayZ. So I am very optimistic with development of DayZ, because when I see how it's going last month, I see very good progress, and also from the modding perspective, because when I trying, for example, asking for some new features in modding API for new methods, and trying explain it that should be useful, putting in the ticket some video with some use case, and this way these tickets can be more faster processed, because
it's
if
cool
they
that
see
the quality control aspect is there now. And I think what you're saying is what we've said before. It went from being like a hated job when the development was, outsourced to the other studio, and now they're hiring people from the community, so it's a passion project.
yeah, and also when I see now that developers streams was started in the past months, it's also for me good sign that they still developing game, and they even giving us like modders some new tools, like this diagnostic tool which was introduced in some past version, and in some previous stream was explained and showed his features. This is also very useful for modding, troubleshooting, and this stuff. So I am very optimistic, and I cannot say any bad words about DayZ, about development, what is in every new version. Honestly, I don't care about weapons. For me, vanilla weapons are sufficient. Yeah, yeah. That's why I not modding weapons. I staying away. But everything which can extend the game. For example, this clocks with that alarm, you can produce sound, noise, and it give you some new possible mechanic in game, or this traps which was introduced some version in the past. Again, it's allow to have new stories in the game.
Barring the missing vanilla weapons, the rack, the Lad 9 and so on, I agree with you that the existing weapons pretty much meet the need. I know there's a lot of people out there who will say they want a 50 cal or something like that. Maybe they could add the DMR as a nod back to Arma 2, but for the most part, I agree with you. But for me, it's about those gameplay mechanics, the better bases, the mod we showed off just a few weeks back of where God, I've got the memory of a brick since bloody last year. But where old mates worked out how to basically all those items that are static in the game, that you can place them as and decorate a base with them. And then we had the R22R real the big log fortifications around a base, and that base building to me is a big part of DayZ. I know it's not for a lot of people, but for me, if I was in a apocalypse, I'm most likely going to try to find somewhere and set up and operate from it. You could go solo, but that's predominantly just going to be, solo people who are going to not, going to be roaming and all the rest of it. DayZ is like Mr. White said in chat. It's a Class A drug. It's a game that the part of the reason I think, Archie, that so many people get invested in DayZ is it's not a casual game. It's not one you can just turn on and play for 10, 20 minutes, a couple of quick rounds of PUBG or Valorant, or even a raid on Escape from Tarkov, and then you got downtime. When you're playing DayZ, you're invested in it for a good few hours at least. There's not many games that require you to invest in it, and the brutality of the game with the permadeath.
That's why it's it kind of goes from a like a casual thing to a hobby, because you have to time sync so much.
Yep.
I remember the days when your body only lasted like 20 minutes. So when you died, you were dead unless you were, you died in electro or something, and you could spawn cycle until you got it again.
I think it was 10 minutes at one stage. It was brutal.
Yeah, it was really bad. But there was something I wanted to bring up on the cast, and I know we're going a little long here. I sent you, I sent it to your personal DM there.
Oh, the tool belt.
Have you seen that yet? The tool holder? So the DayZ Wiki guys, shout out, go support them if you can. They posted that on the Wiki. I try to check the Wiki a couple times a week. They found this in the files. It's a tool holder like the one we mentioned before on the podcast. It's you can attach it to a belt. It holds a lockpick, a hammer, wrench, screwdriver, epoxy, everything. So basically for your base building types. I think the other thing we mentioned when we brought up the tool belt idea was a toolbox that you could put in your vehicle that would hold all the vehicle tools. But just seeing that they found it in the files hidden there makes me think maybe we'll get some updates to base building or base barricading this year. I know that's wishful thinking, but seeing something like that already done and in the file.
Just how useful would that be? You're in your base, and you're going to be doing some. We had Lazian. That's it. You're doing some base building. You can go and put this on instead of a tactical belt, because it's going to hold all those tools for you. It's basically a nail.
I mean, that's an entire backpack's worth of tools right there, just in one little container, and that makes sense. I mean, if you're a contractor, if you've ever done anything on a job site, you wear a tool belt and you can stick everything in it. And it's got a bunch of different slots for a bunch of different things. So he's got like his wrench there. You could probably throw a hatchet where the hammer is, maybe, or a meat tenderizer. I'm not sure. You can both the meat tenderizer and the hatchet work as a hammer.
Yeah.
So then he's got epoxy putty there. It looks like something else. I can't tell. Maybe that's next to the epoxy. It looks like a stem of some sort, like maybe I can't remember. Is that a lockpick? There's a lockpick there, and then something else. But just seeing stuff like that, kind of accidentally leaked into the game files. I'm sure they. Oh,
there's pliers. You can see the plier handles down the bottom there.
So that kind of makes me think, because a lot of times when this kind of stuff leaks, it ends up being in either the next or the following after that update. So I thought that got me a little hype, thinking, oh, maybe we'll see some updates to the base building, because we can all agree it is in dire need of something, like give us a stone foundation wall so we actually have a reason to mine stone besides a flagpole.
From my perspective, it's easy to prepare this asset, model, proxies and everything, but difficult thing is make this script site, like all mechanics, how to craft it, or where to find and how this attachment will works on player, because with attachments are some issues. For example, on vehicles, when you have attachment on attachment, then is visible only the first level. For example, when you have attached weapon on some vehicle, you not see, for example, optics.
Yeah.
And this is one known limitation or bug, and these things also need be solved.
It's almost like a pistol holster with a bunch of different holster slots is how it would be made. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I had a mod similar to that made, but it was an actual belt. It took the guy like 4 days. He made the model, he made it work, he made all the proxies work. It looked great. It didn't clip. Guy's name was Jelly.
We need more things like that, where you can attach specific items to it, not just a big inventory case where you can put a fucking cooking pot inside your pants or something like that. but have it attached in specific locations that make sense. Guys, we are coming up on 3 hours now. This has been a monster episode. But
I just flew by, man. Holy shit.
I think it was warranted because the stuff that Hunter's been doing with his animations and all the rest of it is just so fucking next level that it warranted a bigger episode to talk about it. So we'll skip the server and the modding section. Sorry, Dave. We'll go.
Well,
we'll just
it's worth it.
this has been pretty much a modding episode in any case. So we will go. We'll do some individual spotlight. Hunter, we'll start with you, mate. What would you like to shout out? Anything DayZ related, or even not DayZ related? Just something that you would like to let people know about.
I'm now waiting for assets from Winstride regarding that crocodile.
Oh yeah.
Animal itself, like this crocodile, is done. They have all animation. They have all sounds. And when I will have these assets, I will prepare some crafting recipes. People on my Discord already prepared for me territory files for major maps like Deer Island, Chernarus, Livonia. So this will be all prepared. And after this crocodile will be published, I promise that I will fully focus on horses, because this is one of big things which I want to do, and I hope I will solve all issues also which I show it today in that showcase, and this mod will be live for all people again in workshop, but. It still takes a lot of times, because basic concept is working. I can probably publish some alpha version, but I don't want to publish something which is not really finished, which have a lot of glitches and issues. And I want to finish also this stuff regarding taming. Putting horse into stable, make this stable buildable as part of your base, give to a lot of variety of attachments to horses, like multiple colors of saddles or stuff. And also we talked about if it's possible to shoot from horse, or this jousting, or how to spell properly. I don't know. Sorry. This will be probably possible, because on horse you are not like on vehicle, so your character is not from script side like human control vehicle, but it's like normal player. So when I will add some animation for holding a weapon while you sitting on horse, then will be possible to do it. But with these weapons, it's again returning to inverse kinematic. So when I figure this part, I can think about this like more without some hypothetical cases. I can do some real example.
That's cool.
What about you, Dave? What would you like to shout out?
This week, I'd like to shout out Sauerkraut, and specifically his Taskmaster event, which, as many of you are probably aware now, is coming up to episode 5. It hasn't been shown, or I feel it hasn't been shown the love that it deserves this time around. It's a long-form set of events over a period of time, with one grand finale with an amazing prize. But this time, I was kind of sad to see that we're coming up to the date of it and that the player count isn't actually full yet.
Probably because you blocked everybody on Twitter and we can't share it. Just saying.
The event itself, though, I'm sorry, is a great event. It's been done for a long time, and it shouldn't be shunned on a person's or a personal view. And it's the same with everything in DayZ, that it gets tied up and caught up with things. So I just want to put a little bit of light out there and say the event is still there. It is still open. There is still places. And it's something, you know, that it's one of those parts of the constant event community that no matter what your personal opinion is of the people behind it or the servers involved in it, it's still an event and it should be separate.
Where can they find info on it? Is there a link somewhere?
There is a drop form. I know I shared it myself again today, and I put it in my Discord. I'll actually send that over to you guys so you can post a direct link to the sign up in yours. You don't have to be in a part of any certain Discord or anything to join. You can just do the drop form and be contacted. But yeah.
I got, oh, sorry?
Just retweeted it from the podcast account.
So all I've got is Matty Ice, his Bitterroot 0.3, I think is the new update. It drops next Tuesday for us. That's the 8th of August. I'm pretty sure that's for everybody. You can check it out on Twitter, Matty Ice. Make sure you follow him to get all the live updates. He's putting a ton of work into Bitterroot, just with the models, the assets and stuff alone that he's implementing, let alone the new areas and points of interest that he's putting in. And he's doing this all on his own he travels for work. So he's always catching planes and stuff. Every time you talk to him in the DMs, he's on a plane or at an airport. So give him a check out on Twitter. And next Tuesday, I'll be on Bitterroot if you guys want to jump on.
My shout out is going to be for Dave's servers. And the reason I'm shouting it out is it's another nice thing that someone's doing in the DayZ community. He's identified a gap, and the reason I'm bringing it up is you've probably seen a couple of times. I'll spam it again now. I've actually linked up with Lid Hosting, and the reason I'm linking up with them is because they do have an affiliate program, which Dave isn't doing because Dave's offering the best low price service that he possibly can. But the reason why I agreed to do it with them was because of you, Dave. When I saw you posting out about an issue you had, and Drower jumped in there and gave you advice, and I sat there and I thought, that's the sort of mentality I like. That's ethical capitalism. That's, yes, you're basically direct competitors of each other, but he was still giving you technical advice, and that just said to me, that's someone who I think we can work with. And yes, it's only an affiliate deal. They're not paying us biggest mob money just to promote them. But, if you want to support Dave, go and support Dave. If you want to find something else out there, the link is in our Discord. I'll be having it coming up during the show. It'll be in the description of the video down below. You can check out Lid Hosting, and you'll be helping support us in the 87A community, where we support the community ourselves. Look at Archie flexing some DayZ Podcast merch there. Yeah, buy a fucking podcast merch thing, folks.
I didn't realize how long I'd been sitting here, dude. My back is like, Yeah.
But no, thank you all so much. Winstride, great to see you in chat there, buddy. That vest everyone loves. Croc necklace, Croc hat band, all the rest of it. They're excited about all of that, mate. It's going to be great. And I was telling everyone how awesome it is about being able to sit back and watch the likes of yourself and Hunter collab on a project, and it's just. It's another reason why I love DayZ. There are so many passionate people who just love this fucking game. And the last thing I want to finish on is it sort of got touched on a little bit just then. I have been very disheartened of late with just how divided the community is becoming. And I'm making a commitment to myself to, as much as possible, try to avoid that stuff, because I myself was even starting to forget about why I started this show. And I started this show because I saw a gap where no one was talking about all of this sort of stuff, other than you might have X streamer or whatever mention something or whatever, but I wanted to create, do more than just what my spotlight interviews were doing, but get guests on, get them talking with other people who are involved in and love the community, and promote DayZ, promote this amazing game and this amazing community. And like Dave said, regardless of whatever differences we may have regarding certain issues, sometimes, yes, it does become a big thing. But for the most part, we're all gamers. We all love DayZ, and we need to remember that first and foremost, and try to not let this other fucking shit about politics and fucking whatever else cloud why we're all on this show, why we're all, for the most part, talking about a survival game each and every week. So I'm going to be trying to do that as my commitment for the show because, it was starting to get to me. I was getting pretty fucking depressed there for a while with just how crazy things have been getting of late. And just so people know, I am talking to Matt Z again because I am trying to resolve that issue. I've been speaking with Matt, and I'm still open to having a chat with him and recording it because there's issues there that need to be resolved because it's crazy just how bad things were getting the last few weeks. And I hope we can all move past that and just remember why we play this game as first and foremost. But enough on that. Let's finish on a good note. Hunter, you're a fucking legend, mate. And ultimately we must go back and say, Mario, thank you for finding this shit, and thank you for again being a fucking Chad and not knowledge hoarding, not gatekeeping Archie. He shared this knowledge he found with people who he knew could do shit with it, and the community's better for it, isn't it, Archie?
Oh yeah, 1000%. Thank
you. Too many people
we have the best dev team, man. I guess that's why I get so upset when people shit on the stuff that they're doing, and downplay it. I try not to take it personal because some of them are friends of mine, but just knowing what we went from to what we have now, and I won't stay on this long because I know we want to close, but like Hunter mentioned earlier, when they moved the production, people hated it. They didn't want to work on it at all. They didn't see any sort of future for it. And now we have people that were handpicked plucked from the community because of their talents, and it's a passion project for all of them. I mean, you got people like Jacob, Yakub, Mongo, and DOJ over there, Mario. I'm going to miss people. That's why I hate name dropping, but people that, if you've been around the community long enough, you're very aware of the talents that they have. I mean, they even tried to pick up Hunter, and you just saw, if you watched the stream earlier, how talented he is. So
I mean, they just promoted Mario. Mario sent me a message saying it's not a secret anymore. He's now the modding supervisor, modding department lead for Armor Reforger and Armor 4. And he's only been with them about a year or so. So, yeah. I
mean, DayZ's always been kind of a test bed for Armor 4 anyway, so thank you, Dave. Someone finally agrees with me on
conspiracy time here. When he sent me this, he said, again, for Armor Reforger and 4, not DayZ. And I replied to him, notice you didn't say not DayZ 2, though. Lol.
Yeah.
DayZ 2 conspiracies. Hunter, go for it, mate. What were you going to say?
I just also want to say thank you, and thank you for your show, because it's helping to spread good mood around DayZ,
and that's what we need to focus on, isn't it, Hunter?
Yeah. And thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, you deserve a huge thank you, bro.
You are welcome.
Yeah, we don't have to kiss people's asses that come on the show. Like if we don't like somebody, we don't pretend. We definitely appreciate all your efforts for sure,
really?
man. This was
I never picked that vibe up from you, Archie, that you pretended to.
I mean, that's me. I'm transparent to my own detriment. But the kind of cats like you, Hunter, that are coming out and doing things for the community. I mean, it's insane. Just like Dave with his servers, Boydie producing this podcast. Shoveling shit against the tide,
taking the lead when I fucking lost my love.
Yeah, man, it's all we're all working together in a cooperative, man. It's pretty cool. So thank you for being a integral part of the community, Hunter, and thanks for coming on. It was awesome to have you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week, same time, same channel. The guest next week is Paris Red. I'll give you some more information about what he's been doing in the week, but I can tell you he is fucking excited to come on. He's been sending me messages. When are we going to do audio checks and all the rest of it? I love it. I fucking love it. I love getting guests who are excited. Yeah. So we will see you all next week. Thank you, everyone, once again for what was a fucking almost a 3.5 hour episode, but totally worth it. You know, someone said before, an hour in DayZ feels like 10 minutes IRL. An hour on the podcast is the same for me. You just get so engrossed in chatting, and
Sometimes they drag, but this one flew by, man. I was interested. Yeah.
Everyone, we'll see you next week. Hunter, keep up the good work.
Hell hydration.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.